Okay, we're back for more of this FGO live stream. Continuing on Avalon Lefay. So it appears that Mash has decided to leave him alone for Bogart and continuing on her own journey. Well, actually, Avatar is joining with her while the Bogart's voices are staying behind him. So anyway, I betcha that Mash will be reunited with me and other Aldea team. One, I hope she better get like a regain her memory and stuff. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Going on to section 8, Bouquet River. The fuck? Man, that chibi Oberon is so cute.
And that's where things stand in Britain. You don't know? You mean you travel across all Britain in only 2 days? And in that tiny body, no less? It was not enough to make the end of year rush feel like a leisure trip. I hope you get that too.
Nope, sorry. I don't get it at all. It just feels like I've been subjected to a slideshow of somebody else's vacation. You gotta fill us in on at least a few specifics. All I got from that slideshow was peaceful, dangerous, gobsmacked. Hey! Wake up!
Sorry about that. I always lose a bit of intelligence when I switch to my recon form. Long story short, nothing major is happening in Gloucester or Salisbury. In Camelot, rumor has it that the Queen has begun preparing some kind of massive spell. The Calamity Pool is apparently going to tear through Norwich in a few days. And in Sheffield, the stronghold up north. Well, I didn't learn much of anything there, since there was no one there anymore. But why Norwich? All I can say there is that the time is now right. You and Da Vinci are serious about saving Britain now. And for the first time, Artoria has companions she knows she can depend on. Not to mention Muramasa's extra muscle. Honestly, I wish we still had at least a little more firepower to work with. But this is probably the best we can hope for. After all, there really isn't any time to spare. If you're going to go to Norwich, it's now or never.
Is that really it? Are you sure there isn't another reason? I noticed you didn't seem like yourself when you were telling us about Sheffield.
Who? Me? Don't be silly. Of course I was myself. The idea that, if we're lucky, we might just gain a powerful new ally from Sheffield never even crossed my mind. Besides, I said we were just taking a short break here, right? It's not a good idea to stay in one place too long right now. You guys have a lot of eyes on you, after all. I mean, it would be nice to have a proper base, but my force isn't cut out for that. If an enemy were to invade us here, we wouldn't even last a day. Now, Chef. Whoops! Sorry, that just slipped out. Anyway, the most important thing we need now is more allies, which is why I'm saying Norwich should be our next stop. You get it, right, Soapfrost? I heard that declaration she made too. You know as well as I do that what Artoria needs to be a good child prophecy now is confidence and competency. I mean, that's definitely important too, but, you know. Help me out here, Da Vinci.
She needs major accomplishments, like saving a city. Artoria's not the kind of knight who fights all on her own, so if she's ultimately going to be a leader of fairies, she needs a sterling reputation more than pure skill.
Now I gotcha. If she can't get rid of a calamity that even Queen Morgan's given up on, that'll change the child prophecy from rumor to reality. Nobody'll doubt she's the real deal after that.
I mean, that's true, but I'm not sure if I'm powerful enough to get rid of this calamity pool just yet.
Ah, sure you are. Long as you've still got the kind of spirit you showed at the auction house, you can do anything. Worst case, it'll be a learning experience. Don't worry, if you end up falling to pieces over it, I'll pick him up for you. Besides, isn't being reckless kind of your thing? You know what I'm talking about, right, Silkfrost? True, that spirit you showed at the auction house should definitely get you through this too.
What do you mean? I always play things safe!
That's right, she does.
Yeah!
Huh?
Artoria's like a big fuzzy bear who's got it all. Bravery, spirit, speed, the works. I just know I'm so sure that she'll find a way to save Norwich too. So let's get going right now. Come on, Norwich, Calamity City awaits us. Together, I know we can all save Britain.
Who are you?
Oh, yes, hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Gareth, a vagrant with plans to become Artoria's attendant. Here, lunch. Oh, thanks. It's real nice of you guys to feed me like this. Man, all the fruit you've been giving me the last 2 days have been so yummy. This forest is great.
I'm sorry, but can we get back on track? It sounds like...
That's right. I've been following you guys since you left Gloucester. Well, since you left the auction house, specifically, the way you handled Tristan was amazing. Every fairy sacred to death of her, but you totally shut her down verbally and magecraftily. I haven't been eating nothing but vegetables every day for 16 years for nothing. Start over at a parlor tricked class with babies. Just remembering those classic lines makes me want to improve my own vocabulary. Anyway, that was when I knew without a doubt that you were the master I was meant to serve. And of course, I've been observing your exploits after Gloucester too. You didn't hesitate to help fairies in need, no matter how shady they seem. I don't know of any other fairy in all of Britain who can trust others like you have. I don't know much about Einsol's prophecy, or what the rumor says. But I do know you're destined to save Britain. So please, Artoria, please, let me come with you on your pilgrimage. I know I'm just a low-class fairy who's been flitting from city to city up till now, but I'm certain I can be of use to you. Gosh, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm not really anything special, so being someone's lord, I don't know.
You do know you've got a huge grin on your face, right, Artoria?
Huh? I do? Okay, Artoria. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Let me ask you something. Why do you want to be Artoria's attendant? You said you're not interested in either Einsol's prophecy or the rumors, right? So if you don't believe in a child prophecy, why devote yourself to her?
Well, to be honest, I really have just been a vagrant up until now. I don't even know what kind of fairy I am. I'm not part of a Wind Clan, or the Earth Clan, or the Fang Clan. I'm not especially good at anything. But the one thing I've always had is a purpose. This time, I want to keep everyone safe. This time, I want to be able to put up a real fight. And I want to help all the people I see suffering everywhere I go. That's always been my purpose. But I'm not very strong. All I can really do is bite my tongue and grit my teeth. So far, I've only managed to get by using my iron weapon to destroy Moors. Then one day, I saw one of the Queen's Tamerlane from a distance, and I immediately thought, I want to be a knight like that too. I want to be a knight who can keep everyone safe. I want to serve a king I can truly respect. But soon after, I heard that Queen Morgan was actually a bad king, and the only job of the Tamerlane was killing Moors. And I thought my dreams could never come true in Britain as it stands now. But then,
I heard that a fairy who could save us all of Britain would be up for auction. So even though I didn't have much hope, I snuck in to see for myself. Then I had my fateful encounter with Artoya there, and my dream of becoming a knight finally came true. Well, it hasn't come true just yet, but it feels like it may as well have, so... anyway, that's my reason. Now, do you understand why I want to serve her?
Oh, yes, I get it. Looks like we'll just have to let you come along then. I thought Morgan might have sent you here to spy on us, but no spy would ever be so awkward. And since it looks like both Artoya and Sophos are in favor of you joining us, I have no objections. Besides, we can always use more fighters on our side. Glad to have you, Gareth. Oh, by the way, you said you didn't know what kind of fairy you were. Well, now you do. Since you're Artoya's very first retainer, that makes you Gareth the Squire. Southern Road West. Southern Roadway West, alright. Alright, back. Oh shit, I hate. Alright, I cannot use Castoria. Nope. Not use another one. Egan and actually no, Verzati. Right, you can go back in line. One for support. Then, gonna need one. I think all. Yeah. Alright. And there's no story quest, alright?
避けられるなら避けたいのですが今のうちにですか今のうちに準備
こういうのはどうだ
やりますこれは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いのものだアルフライダーライダ今宵はここまで
つまり練習だなじゃあこういうのどうだ
寝かしなきゃ構いませんよどのようなお話がお望みですか次はこのお話これは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いのものだアルフライダーライダ今宵はここまで
Alright, here goes for this one. Iku.
ああ行くぞよああ計略だ罠だ罠だ簡単すぎるんだよ
お待たせしたなこれが答えだぶっちぎりぶっちぎり
あ、行くぞ。
もちろん。
無駄だ。罠だ。
Ah,
こ
damn
こで
it.
まっすぐすなわちらチタイムぶっちぎる生ススラッシャーもちろんやり負けないぞ。お楽しみください。お
Damage.
待たせしたな。これが答えだ。てっうわぶっちぎる
Alright, bitch. You're gonna get yourself for that.
もうエロゴーゴーメラメラメラやります。もちろん。ナイチだー。ここでまっすぐうわ実のところ眠って全力でいくぞ。これが手加減だ。白兵戦いきます。
Oh, shit.
いいなハオハオほどほどにねやっちゃうぞ。いいハイファイチェッもてなしましょう。実のところ眠くなってきたのである。
うわー、ここまでか。
そっちまっすぐでやっちゃうぞ。結構器用なので結構頑丈なので
かもなればお任せを。
ハオハオいいよ。
承知。
ほどほどにねやっちゃうぞ。バトすなわちランチタイム生ススラッシャーぶっちぎる
Got
全力で奏でるぞ。ハオハオナイチだ。いざやまい守りて踊り打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。ジェイショウウイ気力でえいやもてなしましょう。お待たせしたな。これが答えだ。ぶっちぎるて
死なず。いざ源氏死にそうらえ。応殺開始承知。儚きは罪。この世はなべて散りあくた。我が王貴様を捕らえたぞ。諸行無常調査必須で悪鬼源氏死にそうらえ。
Nice combo, Gareth. That was great. Thanks, Artoria. I was afraid we might get wiped out back there, but we won no problem.
high five. They're already getting along great.
Well, they do seem to be about the same age and all. You're not jealous, are you, so fast?
I don't think I've ever seen a fairy here before. Maybe she's a stray who marked this area as her territory. Anyways, that was great stuff, guys. So fast, Da Vinci, Artoria, why don't you three go back to the carriage? Gareth, Muramasa, would you two mind continuing to escort Redra a bit? I'm worried that Beast and Bandits will think he's easy pickings if he looks like he's out on his own.
No problem. I've always been a fast runner.
That's fair. Da Vinci escorting him will only attract more attention. Better have someone more intimidating out there. So, how long until we reach Norwich at this pace? About another 2 days or so. Assuming we don't run into any trouble along the way, of course. Oh, and by trouble, I don't mean the kind of wild fairy attack we just dealt with. That stuff's just like out here. No, what I'm most concerned about is running into some of the Queen's soldiers. That's why I've been having us go at a more relaxed pace. A horse-drawn carriage tier assing through town is bound to draw unwanted attention, you know. The last thing we need is to be pulled over and have our cargo inspected.
Does that mean the wanted poster of the child prophecy? That is, Artoria now?
No, Artoria's fine. They'll think she's just another fairy from the sticks. The problem is, the frost. In general, it's against the law to take civilian humans outside city limits. So, if some soldiers start questioning us about who he is and which clan he belongs to, we'll only be able to play dumb for so long.
So, straight out police interrogation. That's about the level of authoritarian crap I'd expect from Morgan.
Yup, which is why we're taking it slow for now. If things get too hostile, we'll throw caution to the wind. By the way, Artoria, is this your first time going to Norwich?
Uh-huh. I've always wanted to go through. I've always wanted to go, though. The whole city of Smith sounds amazing.
Huh? But I thought fairies hated iron.
The Wind Clan definitely does, but the Earth Clan sees it as a precious resource. It's iron weapons all fairies hate. They don't have much of an issue with the iron in buildings or daily necessities. Well, your neighbors do tend to complain if you work with iron frequently, but that's just a sign of a good smith.
It's a shame your first visit to Norwich will be while it's in such a state. But the fact is, this is your first big opportunity to turn things around. In fact, I'd say how you handle things in Norwich will set the tone for what happens to all of Britain. Remember the prophecy? Once the child has averted catastrophe in the city of Iron and sea of Soot, their pilgrimage shall truly begin.
That's definitely talking about Norwich. Most of the prophecy is pretty abstract, but that's a pretty clear statement of where to go and what to do there. This is going to be a battle neither we nor Artoria can afford to lose.
Indeed. Whether she's real or an imposter, the child prophecy has to save Norwich. But, on the other hand, it's also possible that disaster won't befall Norwich until the child prophecy goes there. So I don't know that we really need to rush. For all we know, this could be our last peaceful journey together. We might as well enjoy it. Oh, right. This is your first time traveling east of Salisbury too, isn't it, so Frost? We'll be passing by Oxford soon. Take a look while you can. Woodrose, head of the Fang clan, is based here. It's also home to one of the bells the child prophecy will have to ring.
So, we're not gonna stop there?
No, we're not. While I'd love to show you guys all the restaurant there, we can't risk Woodrose finding us. He wouldn't be interested in our value, like Miriam. He just tried to kill us on the spot.
So there won't be any room for peaceful discussion there, huh? Does that mean we'll have to fight our way to Oxford's Bell?
I'm afraid that will be our only option, yes. Now that the Tamlin are the Queen's chief players, Woodrose might not have the same power he once did, but the Fang clan is still very Britain's primary military force. So we won't be able to storm Oxford for some time to come. Does that mean we're eventually going to have to fight there? Well, yes. If we're going to ring the bells, we won't have a choice. Lords like Aurora and Miriam, who doesn't want to see their cities turn into war zones, are the exception rather than the rule. Besides, it's not like Oxford hasn't already seen more than its share of bloodshed. 1200 years ago, in year 800 of the era of the High Queen, this area belonged to the Wing clan. But then, the Bang clan came and took it by force, leaving not one Wing clan buried alive. Then, Miriam and Gloucester must be...
It's possible there may be other survivors out there somewhere. But as far as I know, Miriam is the last member of the Wing clan left.
Lord of Oxford's office. Welcome back, Lord Woodrose. I'm sure you must be exhausted from your latest trip to Camelot. I'll say, that meeting was a complete waste of time. We didn't get so much as a single real answer. There were more hangers-on than ever before, too. I swear, meeting with the High Queen gets more tiresome every year. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the other clans. Can you believe Spriggan and I were the only clan heads to attend in person? Knocknat Riaba's a traitor. Miriam's a coward. Angel refuses come out of hiding. All they care about are themselves. They don't give any thought to the future of this kingdom. Aurora and I are the only descent rulers this place has. Indeed, sir. No one cares more about Fairy Britain than you. I can only hope you and Her Majesty tie the knot as soon as possible. Yes, good point. Fairy Britain does not need a strong hand to rule it. But then that damn Bear of God came along. After all my hard work, he just shows up out of nowhere and claims the High Queen's hand for himself. So what if he's a mage from a foreign land? Where does a mere human get off stealing a march on my woman? Lord Woodrose. Pardon me, Lord Oxford. I'm here with the report on the ranch's resource management. Oh, Manoi. Why did you have to come now? And after you finally earned a promotion to guard too? Is this a bad time, Lord Oxford? Could I come back later? It's fine. Tell me. Yes, sir. Of the 60 humans that were being kept at the Western Ranch, 10 were assigned to Camelot, while the remaining 50 were assigned to us. Fine. With 50 humans, we can relieve the soldiers suffering from Morse disease of... Well, not exactly, sir. The remaining 50 were all taken to Manchester under Lady Godwin's supervision. She said they needed to be re-educated. Gee, what? So that insolent little thing confiscated my humans without so much as a word to me? Please, Lord Woodrose, calm yourself. It's not his fault. He was just giving you a report. Silence! We shouldn't have to suffer for these pathetic creatures at all. If it wasn't for the Queen limiting their production, we could have as many humans as we need. But sir, humans are emotional creatures. If we treated them like any other livestock, they stop being creative, and they wouldn't provide any more nourishment for us. Britain can't afford luxuries like that right now. The Moors are growing in number by the day. We need to bolster our armaments before they swallow the entire city. Or what? Does the Queen think the Tamlin alone can keep the Moors at bay forever? Has she completely forgotten how much we, the Fang clan, has fought for her over the years? Lord Woodrose. Be calm. Be generous. Remember, you are the knight fit for the High Queen. I'm going out for dinner. Clear out the body before I return. I'm told Aurora has brought some fine grape wine with her. It seems the Wind clan is just as desperate to survive as we are. Yes, sir. So it would seem. Poor Manoi. He was a really good cook, too. He always said he wanted to be of use to Lord Woodrose, even though he was human. Why can't humans ever seem to understand that they'll just never be as good as fairies? Again. Alright, you can go back in line.
戦闘か。なるべく避けたいところだけど。
戦いですか。白兵戦今のうちに準備を。
練習だな。
かなりのこと将来があれ木馬で
行くぞ。
もちろん
やるぞ木馬定めの化身蹂躙の具現せめて一撃で終わらせようトロイア・イポスアバヤペーネロ
こういうのどうだ。
ペおなるほど
行くぞ。
アイギス接続後部角の声で発進殲滅形態で叩くトロイア・イポスこいつで決まりだ
お待たせしたな。これが答えだ。
つまり練習だな。他にやることないの？
やり負けないぞ。ここでまっす
光を
ぐぶっちぎれ。
よ
お
し、
なるほど
罠だ。
光を
ナマススラッシャー。ナマススラッシャー。
Oh, thank God. No backline gets effective matchmaking now.
精神の道もエロゴーゴ
ああ、
お
ー。いいよ。ナイチだ。
光を
やっちゃうぞ。やっ
すべては僕の思うまま。
いいよ。
あこれぞ大軍師の究極陣地。エラスマル
ほどほどにね。
ジン無駄だ。
バッすなわちランチタイムって
マスター
ぶっちぎる。
Hope you like it.
じゃあこういうのどうだ。つまんない練習だな。他にやることないの？
しなぜかもなれ
全力で奏でるぞ。
ばお任せを。
いざや舞い守りて踊り打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。天正ウイひよほどほどにね。全力でいくぞ。これが手加減。お待たせしたな。これが答えだ。寒いよ。
Doesn't matter.
悪い。
He's done with this shit.
応殺開始。
いいよ。
儚きは罪この世はなべて散りあくた我が王貴様を捕らえたぞ諸行無常乗車必須
では勝利の舞と宴をここに。
We're definitely heading toward a third of these damn things. Damn it. Why's this gotta happen to me? I got no damn legends about there being ghost cats.
This is our second day of travel after passing by Oxford, and the local animals are definitely more violent here. I wonder if it's because we're near the pit.
You mean that giant hole over there?
That's right. The pit is a giant hole in the very center of Britain. And all those walls you see on the north side of the pit, that's Camelot. The sinful city Queen Morgan rules.
So that's the pit. Mike told me about it. He said it's where sinister things are thrown away. He said if a fairy loses their name, they quietly disappear from their city and wind up in the western woods. But the truly unwanted things, or things that can't be destroyed, or won't go away, or are just plain in the way. What we would basically call non-burnable trash. He said they're all tossed into this pit. It sure looks pretty deep. I wonder how far down it goes. Do you have any idea, Muramasa?
That hole? I'd say about 10 kilometers or so. Good thing I didn't fall all the way to the bottom when Lancelot knocked me in there. I was lucky enough to catch myself on the wall before I got too deep. Yikes, that's almost the same as the Mariana Trench.
Huh? I'm surprised you know offhand how deep the Mariana Trench is so fast. Have you been there or something?
Please stop talking about the pit, everyone. It's bad luck for all of us, even me just for listening to you. Everyone in Britain knows about the pit, and not to talk about it. It's just a bad idea. Remember those fairies we met who were headed there to throw away some trash? They were landfill pilgrims, criminals who have been sentenced to pit duty as part of their punishment. Most fairies don't even want to talk about the pit, let alone look at it. Please, keep that in mind from now on.
So the criminals and pilgrims?
Isn't that? I know. I thought there was something strange about it too. Why do they call it a pilgrimage? I mean, that word was made for the child of property, right? What I heard is there are 6 relics that the first 6 fairies left behind when they died. The bell towers in each city were made to enshrine these relics and let each clan honor their roots. And I so called the journey to child property will have to undertake to visit all those bell towers and rule over the clans of pilgrimage.
Huh? You don't say. I could see that. I mean, there's no other reason I can think of for the concept of a pilgrimage to exist here. So the word was coined just for the child property, huh? That makes a lot of sense.
Huh? You mean the word pilgrimage is completely ordinary in your world, so Frost?
Yep. You don't really have anything like religion here, do you? Okay, say there's a group of people who believe really strongly in a certain teaching and form a community center on that belief where they all help one another. Where would people like that? The place where the teaching they believe in originated is considered a holy land. The trip people sometimes take to that holy land to pray is called a pilgrimage. It's one of the simplest and most important rituals around, and it's something anyone in our world can do.
Really? So you don't have to be chosen by a prophecy to go on a pilgrimage in your world?
Nope. That's one of the better things about proper human history. Everyone's equal, and no one is special. You can still make amends even if you do something bad, and even if you do good deeds. You can still be punished if you commit a crime. At its heart, that world settles disputes through dialogue. Not to say every dispute is resolved that way. Still, today's matters can carry over to tomorrow, and tomorrow's matters are carried over to the day after. Since no one there is eternal or volatile the way fairies here are, in the outside world, things are pretty much always changing.
Wow, that sounds like such a human way to run a kingdom. I can't do much of anything on my own, so I love the idea of the world where people can just help each other. Then again, that's true for most people in the land of the Fae, so I guess it's not really fair to compare them.
One thing's for sure, the Isle of Britain's a beautiful place.
So what about you, Frost?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess that was kind of a strange way to ask, huh? I was just trying to ask what you think of your own world, and how you feel about what it is you're doing now.
Oh, now I see.
Oh, good.
Well, it's hard to put into words, but... I think I like it as much as the next person. But I'll be damned. I didn't think the land of the Fae had bridges this great. And I guess they still don't. Damn, what happened here? The whole thing's collapsed from the pillars up. Did they screw up the construction or something? Harry Britain went through its rainy season not too long ago. So I guess it was a combination of flooding and Morris attacks that did this. Now what do we do? Norwich is just a ways past that hill on the other side of the river of Tears here. But... is this river too deep to wade across? Oh yes, it's much deeper than it looks. So deep it may as well be bottomless, depending on the person.
So I guess this is as far as the carriage goes, huh? Thank you for your service, Redra.
Don't be ridiculous, dog ears. I've come too far as Sofrost's loyal steed to turn back now. I swore on the poem I've been writing along the way that I would stay by his side to this journey's end. I'd sooner defeat you all and go home alone than let you leave me behind here. That is how committed I am to this cause.
The River of Tears? Then this must be the Drake River.
What's a Drake? I think I remember some fairy by that name in proper human history too, but I can't place it.
The Drake are night calls. Oh, right. Night calls are great fairies once known as the Holy Grail of Water. Their most notable characteristic is their ability to summon the treasure you want more than anything. How's that saying go again? A picture's worth 1,000 words. Take a look over there and see for yourselves. Remember those fairies we saw gather over by the foot of the bridge? It looks like they're here for the Drake. Huh? You won't be able to make it back if you go in the river? Only because you guys are weak. Move aside, cowards. I'm going first. Drake! Drake! Can you hear my inner voice? I want a new silver axe to replace the loss I want. Replace the one I lost. It'd be a huge help if you could get one for... Alright, there it is. I'm coming for you, Oxy. There isn't much I want for myself. But Lord Woodrose did order me to find a barate that would suit Lady Aurora, so... if you have a rainbow barate, that would look good on... Oh crap, there's one floating this way now. I guess I should go get it. But every ferry that went in the Drake River ended up... Oh crap, my hand just reached for it on its own. Ah, what just grabbed me? Oh, second thought. Never mind. I don't need it after all. I don't even want it for myself. Help! Somebody! Help! Ah! Excuse me, but would you all mind terribly if I left you here and went back home now?
Shut up, horse ears. Nobody was talking to you.
So, as you can see, the Drake are very dangerous night calls. They lure people in with something they want, then drag them into the river to drown them when they reach for their treasure. The Drake are basically a scale that weighs your desires against your life. This bridge was probably built as a defense against them. Though it's too dangerous to go near the water here, huh? That means we'll just have to hoof it. I can carry Sofros and jump from the ruined bridge to the other side. How about you two, Artoria and Gareth? Think you can make the jump, too?
Don't be ridiculous, Muramasa. Do you have any idea how big that gap is? I can do it. I'd be happy to do it. I've always been a really strong jumper. Oh, sure. I can hop across those easy peasy. I mean, I am the child prophecy.
I could probably make the jump too, but I'm not sure it's a good idea. Is it even possible to cross this river like that, Oberon?
Nope. The Drake will definitely float treasure down the river while you jump across. If you catch even a tiny glimpse of it, you won't be able to resist diving for it. Oh. Right. Guess I should have known fairy mystics wouldn't make it that easy.
See, Muramasa? This is why you need to look before you leap. Literally, in this case.
So, does this mean we'll just have to make a detour around the river? Yeah, we can make it out of the Drake's domain if we head upstream. We'll lose half a day or so, but that's better than, you know, dying. Just don't look at the river. At all. If you see something you want in there, ignore it. The Drake are invincible in the river, but they also never leave it. So as long as we keep our distance, there should be a problem.
As you're drifting down the river, huh? Hey, Oberon. Couldn't we cross the river here as long as we ignore anything that drifts down it?
No, we couldn't. The Drake will just keep sending new treasures down the river as long as the magical energy lasts. Ignoring the treasure is essentially a battle of wills with the Drake, which isn't the best idea. Wait, actually, that might work better. Sure, there are things we want, but nothing we'd be willing to die for. Besides, the thing we all want now, more than anything, is to save Norwich. There's nothing the Drake could afford us that could tempt us from that. So maybe we could.
Hey, I seen something coming down the river. It's a life-size Artoria plushie.
Oh, come on! Are we certain she's not a dark fairy? A 2-meter long carrot? No way. A Holy Grail?
Yep, I'm seeing a Holy Grail floating along from upstream too. But so what? At this point, another Holy Grail, or two is nothing to us. They'll have to do better than that to sway Sofrost and his iron result. A whole crate of Holy Grails?
I can't hold back these feelings any longer.
Crap, I didn't think they'd be this good at reading our minds. Still, I'm Leonardo da Vinci, the Renaissance genius. There's nothing they could show me that would tempt me away from... No way! A fossilized dinosaur?
Fossilized them. How did you clowns destroy 5 Lostbelts? No, not that they're weak. The Drake are just that good at tempting us with what we want. Don't you dare look at the river, Artoria. I'm gonna go pull those dang fools out of the water before they all drown. Don't worry about me. I'm an imitation myself, so there's nothing I want.
Whoa, really, Muramasa? There's nothing in the whole world you want?
Don't look at me, you idiot. The river's this way.
Ah.
I can't believe we lost 5 people in just 1 minute. What do you make of this, Muramasa? That's what she wants. That's what she wants? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Hey, Oberon, find a rope or something and toss it in the river. Toss it in the water. What? You think I'm just going to find a rope lying around? Ah, damn it. Now I looked at the river. Yay! I wonder what I'll get. Sold out. What do you mean, sold out? Oh boy. Well, you don't have anything to say for yourself before I bash your damn heads in? All together now. How could we not go for something like that? Bonk, 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 bonk. Ow! You're not even pretending to be sorry. Soon as this Norwich business is over, you're all doing zazen for a day.
You can be very strict sometimes, huh, Muramasa? By the way, you know what zazen is, so fast?
It's a kind of meditation where you calm your emotions to clear your mind.
Really? That sounds like fun. Is it anything like one of those out-of-body experiences?
Ah, the treasures are all gone. They must have been illusions all along. Damn you, Drake!
Oh wow, you're right. My perfect Artorian plushie is gone, too. I'll have to show for my trouble is this lump on my head Muramasa gave me.
I figured as much. There's no way they could have had all those things you lot wanted so readily at hand. They were just a bunch of counterfeits. They were just a bunch of counterfeits. No more substance to them. No more substance to them than the bubbles in this water. Wow, that was profound. I'm impressed. Oh, thanks. Anyway, let's just be a lesson to you all. If something looks too good to be true, it almost certainly is. Duly noted. So, on another note, what do we do now?
It looks like we're at the bottom of the river. Can't see the surface from here. It's safe to say we're in the Drake Bay domain now. So I'm afraid it won't be as easy as swimming our way up and out of here.
So we're gonna have to do something about these Drake fairies before we can leave, huh? Well, since they went to the trouble of dragging us down here, I imagine it won't be long before they come to us. So what kind of fairies are the Drake anyway? Humanoid? Fishy?
I've heard they're mermaids, but no fairy they've dragged in has ever returned to safe for sure.
Oh, but I've always heard they prefer humans to fairies, and that they especially like to capture male humans and make them their lovers. Apparently, they let humans go before they die, which is how the name Drake spread in the first place.
Huh? So, they take lovers, then release them. Almost sounds like they're getting married. Wait, is that why Drake lured people into the river? To find a husband?
That's right. They take arranged marriages to a whole new level.
Sounds like they have a lot in common with proper human history's Drake then.
You mean there are Drake in your world too?
Yup, the legend is known all around Europe. It says they transform themselves into gold rings or saucers, float themselves down rivers, and pull any man who tries to pick them up down into the depths. But it's not so they can make the men their lovers. It's so that they can...
I want it. I want it. My purpose. Please. Please. Let me have. I've been looking forever, but I can't find anywhere in this world. Here they come. Fight now. Talk later. Don't take him lightly, Soapfrost. From the looks of it, this is going to be a long battle.
Shit, I can't.
What the fuck is taking so long for that loading? It doesn't take that long. What the fuck? Hello? Try this again. What happened? Close this app and then reopen it. Doesn't take that long to load. Shouldn't be. There we go. The hell. Loading glitch.
大丈夫。落ち着いて。普段通りに。やだな。白兵戦行きます。手に入られる宝具をよくいい判断です。それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながら鳥は明日を迎えましょう。ロードレスキャメル。死になさい。召し上げましょう。光栄の夢。本気です。
Nice try.
今のうちに準備。白兵戦行きます。暗き湖よ、目を背よく言いました。慈悲だ、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もない。何人も通るにあたわず。
Socialist? Okay.
逃がすものか。召し上げましょう。無礼に諦めなさい。
Got that one out of the way. Now it's this one. The orb. That's from my apocrypha. One. Uh-oh.
戦いですか。やだな。あまり悩ませない。さて、どこから潰したものか。暗き湖。もちろんいい判断です。慈悲だ、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もない。何人も通るにあたわず。ここでまっすぐ。魔女ですね。負けないぞ。よく言いました。死になさい。
My gun's gonna die. I knew it.
交代します。
Oh, bitch.
無駄打ちはしません。ホールドアップ。運命ですから負けないぞ。遠慮はしませんとも。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐフリー。楽しみろ。遠慮はしませんとも。えいとエクス何のビッグウェーブ。もちろんイングランド。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。 ングの時間です。水面に光るは勝利の剣、エクスカリバービビア
Done. Ooh.
浜辺はきれいに。何事も後片付けが大切です。
It's nowhere. Nowhere. Why? No. What I want. I don't know. Dream of it. Dream. Treasure. Dream. Why?
The dragon has dispersed. But, the baby. You know, I told ya. No, I'd never heard of a baby before. Baby.
Me either. I wonder what it could be. Come on, you guys know what babies are, right?
Aha! I thought that might be the case. So fast. Let's talk about this later. Just the two of us.
Okay, sure.
Look, the flow of mana is returning to normal. The Trake's fate to me must have been dispelled.
Hooray! Wait.
I see. So, you fought the Drake at the bottom of the river, and you even won. Then you almost drowned while you were chatting because you didn't realize the river had returned to normal. And you finally made it back here on foot after being washed ashore downstream. Does that about sum it up? Oh well, I was just here keeping an eye on our stuff. There's no scales off my wings. Come on, don't pout, Oberon. I'm sorry I left you all alone. Oh, you can put the rope away too. I'm impressed you actually found one. You can thank Blanca for that. She's the one who found it. Sorry you got left out of all the fun this time, Oberon. Oh, that's okay. It's my fault for falling behind in the first place. I just wish I could have been a part of the shenanigans, since I'm one of Shakespeare's comedic characters and all. Anyway, now that we don't have to worry about the Drake anymore, we can cross the river no problem. Let's drop it. Head upstream until you find a bridge, then wait for us outside Norwich. Don't worry, you stand out so much that we won't have any trouble finding you. I guess that is the only option, isn't it? I'm sorry I can't provide you with a pleasant carriage ride the rest of the way. Okay, I promise I'll catch up to you all at Norwich in 2 days. One, if I don't take any carrot breaks. Take care until then, everyone. And please don't fall for another bay horse while I'm gone. Okay, we should get across the river now, before the sun sets. We can make camp on the other side and rest until morning. Don't worry, there's no need to rush anymore. At this point, Norwich is so close we can almost taste it. We'll be right on time for our date with Destiny, just as planned. Now I can bring this shit instead of NPC for this useless shit. Oh. Okay.
出陣します。 総員構えてください。早掛けですカルウェイ右のうちに準備
宝具をよく言いました。いい
Oh
判
crap,
断で
it's
す。
those Blackbeard team.
それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながら鳥は明日を迎えしロードレスキャメル。
早掛けですよ。熱を帯びなさい。白兵丸にアドは右のうちに準備
暗き水
やります。
よく言いました。
突破します。
慈悲だ。神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もない。何人も通るにあたわず。
Okay, so this one, I have to survive for 7 turns. So I'm on turn 3. So I have to survive at turn 10.
下がっているように負けないぞ。
いい判断です。
そこです。
モルゴー
ぶっちぎる。望まれることを
いい判
望ま
断です。
れたように。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。
逃がす者かアコーロ。
圧倒します。やります。輝きを。モルゴーここでまっすぐ。実のところ眠くなってきたの。ほっ
Oh.
対終末も対粛清防御はじめ。最果ての島罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンド・オブ・アバロン。ここでまっすぐ。お待たせしたな。これが答えだ。ナマススラッシャー。早掛けですよカルウェイの戦いですか。熱を帯びなさいマルミアドワーズ。そうだね。もうやります。誇りにかけてここでまっすぐ。そこです。ナマススラッシャー。ナマススラッシャー。
Oh. Kidding me.
運命をかけた戦いであれば
Alright,
すべて見つめます。簡単に終わらないように。目に映るも
黄昏の時を
すべてをいい判断です。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。
バトルすなわちランチタイム。最果ての島罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンド・オブ・アバロン。
魔女ですね。
実のところ眠くなってきたのである。
私にこのような
what's to you? Okay. Ooh, you were tricked. What? What do you mean?
いいよいいよほどほどにねやっちゃうぞ。いいよさんちゃんもてなしましょう。全力でいくぞ。これが手加減だ。では勝利の舞と宴をここに。
That was quite the fearsome foe, wasn't it? And this bread is really yummy. I never used to think of eating as important before. But I thought I'd try it for myself after seeing Artoria enjoying food so much, and now I can't stop.
Now that you mention it, you do eat a lot of for a Wind Clan berry, don't you, Artoria? Usually it's the Fang Clan that live for food. Are you actually a Fang fairy?
No, I'm just a low-class fairy. I don't even belong to any of the 6 clans. I only got in the habit of eating because the people of Tintajo village will always give me food. Tintajo village? Then, the rumors are true. You really did survive Woodwell's Child of Prophecy hunt. Well, I don't know if I'd say survive, so much as barely managed to escape thanks to Merlin's magecraft. I really didn't do anything all that spectacular. The whole thing's kind of become exaggerated as time goes on.
By the way, Gareth, do you know why restaurants first became popular here in Britain?
Come to think of it, no, I don't. Going to the restaurant was never an option for me, so...
They're not just places to eat. They're also a way for the Fang Clan to keep their violent impulses in check. Woodwell's made a big speech once about how, now that the Fang Clan served the Queen as her army, their lack of manners was unbecoming. So he said he would give them a proper education and teach them to satiate their desires with meals. At some point, at that first restaurant he started blew up into a major chain. And now, owning a restaurant is considered one of the hallmarks of success here in the land of the Fae.
So, the reason Woodrose is so particular about etiquette and dressing like humans is...
Yup, it's all to cover up his own violent nature. He might act like a gentleman now that he's the head of the Fang Clan, but at his core, he hasn't truly changed. He's still a brutal and greedy fairy who gets his kicks from tormenting the weak. If that doesn't sum up the whole Fang Clan, I don't know what does. Still, now that the Tamlin are the Queen's most valued fighters, he settled down into just being an old fairy who wields his authority like a club.
So, does that mean he's not all that strong?
That's right. At this point, he's just an old fairy. You all are definitely stronger, since you managed to defeat the Drake. So once you eventually get around to defeating Woodrose, you should take the chance to go to one of his restaurants. I've only been a few times myself, but I can tell you their food is to die for, especially the salads. After all, even warriors need rewards to keep themselves motivated. So I hope that gives you guys something to look forward to as you help Artoria out. Good. Artoria and Gareth are over by that other campfire talking with Oberon. So as you can probably guess, the reason I'm talking to you over here is because I'd rather they not hear what I'm about to say. Although... What? Is there a problem with me being here? I'm technically a proper human history servant too, you know. Oh, right. Maybe it's better if you hear this too, Muramasa. So, getting back to where we left off in our discussion of the Drake from proper human history. The reason they drag men into rivers in our world isn't because they want husbands, it's because they want a mate of... meaning sex or snoo-snoo? If they come across a woman instead, they make her serve as their child's wet nurse. And that means... they wanted babies, not lovers. Basically, yes. But the Drake here in Fairy Britain can't have children. Even though they drag countless men down to their doom. Do you know why that is? Because children just aren't born here? Looks that way. But the problem goes even deeper. We've seen that fairies here basically just imitate human society. So we can assume that the two species' way of life are fundamentally the same. If fairy society doesn't have something, that'll be because it doesn't exist in human society either. And that means, humans in Fairy Britain have no natural means of reproduction. There is no concept of childbirth here. I had a feeling something was off when we learned that they only had predecessors and successors here, instead of parents and children. But now, I'm pretty certain. Wait, hold on. I get that fairies spring up on their own. They've always been like extensions of nature. But how the hell are humans born if they can't reproduce on their own here? Don't tell me they just spring into existence on their own too.
No. Here, humans are produced. I don't know if it involves some kind of artificial insemination system, or if they're manufactured like homunculi. But however they're made, they're produced, raised, and shipped out as individuals, with nothing in the way of parents or siblings. I'm sure they still have things like marriage, husbands and wives, but even if two humans get married, they'll never be able to produce their own descendants. So that's why human life is like here in Fairy Britain, it seems. It may seem cruel and inhumane to us, but for fairies who live here, like Artoria and Gareth, it's just another ordinary fact of life they probably never questioned. At this point, I have no way of telling why things turned out that way here. But I didn't want to tell you while Artoria and Gareth were around in case it came as a shock to you and made things awkward around them. So that's why I decided to keep this information just among us.
Among Us. I'm okay. It's just a lot to take in. Okay, I think this should be enough. Plus, I'd hate to wake them now that they're resting up for tomorrow. Huh? What just flew out of Sophrost's tent? Was that a bird? Has he been raising one in secret all this time? Nah, that can't be it. Oh, hi, Blanca. Sorry about that. How are things in Norwich? Does it look like the calamity will start tomorrow? Still no sign. Then we should be just in time. Looks like there really is no changing Einzel's prediction after all. On the other hand, it's also possible that disaster won't befall Norwich until the child property goes there, huh? Once Artoria arrives, Norwich will be destroyed. I knew that, and I brought her here anyway. Artoria will dispel the calamity and live with the responsibility for Norwich's destruction. What a cowardly, devious guide I am. I can't even help them prepare for what they're about to go through. But they have to get through this, or nothing will ever change. After all, the prophecy is clear that the first bell to be rung in a pilgrimage is Norwich's. Okay, thanks, Blanca. Why don't you rest up too? You must be exhausted. No, I'm not going to tell them it's impossible to save Norwich. Sophrost doesn't need that on his shoulders. Better I carry the extra baggage than burden him with it. Don't worry about it too much, Blanca. This is all in line with the prophecy. Besides, it looks like we still have a whole day until the calamity begins, right? Both Sophrost and Artoria will need some positive memories before it all starts. So tomorrow, they'll relax and enjoy everything Norwich has to offer. The next day, the fighting will commence. Norwich, here I come. Here we come. Right. Let me check the bond level. Go for it. Been a while. No. I guess I can go with waiver instead. Hey, old man, how's that armor repair I asked you for coming along? Oh, that. I finished it ages ago. Only took me 2 days to rehammer the whole thing. I know you've been taking good care of it, but it's time for you. Time you put it into. Okay. But it's time you put it to pasture. If I would you, I'd stop by the brass shop and choose a new set already. You roast apples here? Doesn't that make them hot? Wait, there's something on it. Something see-through and shiny. This is your first time in Norwich, good sir. Bang. This here's a new addition to the account menu. You won't find it anywhere in the stuffy old Oxford. Here, have a taste if you don't believe me. Don't worry, this one's on the house. We're handing them out for free all over the commercial district. Damn it, where'd the chimsy sweet berry go? You! It's your job to get rid of the suit! What you been doing out here? Oh, come on, good sir human. What's the harm? That thing's gonna be falling on our heads soon enough. Once it does, it'll blow away all the suit anyway, along with the rest of your apartment building. That's not the point. Even when you know it's going to rain tomorrow, you still need to wash the windows. Even when you know a storm is coming, you still need to keep the yard neat. Why? Because you never know when a new potential tenant might show up. You can't run a business while passing opportunities for new clientele. Guess you're right about that. No wonder they call you the Spriggan of the street. Guess there really is no beating our human when it comes to making money. Don't go dying on me, old man.
Wait, who said that? Okay.
This is all you guys got done yesterday. You're not slacking off on me, are you? I swear, everyone's been on edge since they heard Morgan abandoned the city. Even the soldiers are all holed up in Spriggan's tower instead of making their patrols. Don't you guys see? This is the perfect opportunity. All we gotta do is borrow a little from the guys who won't even notice it's gone. The harbor's off limits. Damn it! And just when ferry Britain's first ocean liners dock right here, right there. They say in Ambaramaru's construction's like nothing else. Do you want us to lose to the Count's Cuddy Sark? I'm sorry, but until the new lumber shipment comes in, there's nothing I can do. I wonder what Lord Spriggan's planning to do about this. It's so noisy. Right. Welcome to Norwich, Harry Britain's only port town. One of the laws passed during the era of the High Queen prohibited the construction of any new iron weapon. So for about 1900 years, there were no iron weapons made in Fairy Britain whatsoever. But... Oberon, I thought it was you. You always do stand out. What the hell are you doing in Norwich? Haven't you seen the sky? Oh, you mean those rain clouds? Yes, I did think those were odd, since the rainy season's supposed to be over now. But it's going to take more than a few rain clouds to put a damper on Norwich, right, Knack? Besides, a good actor is never far from where there's fun to be had. Norwich is about to have the party of a lifetime, yes? Of course the Fairy King's not gonna miss that. You got that right. You really are something else, Oberon. We scoundrels of Norwich knew we were asking for trouble when we broke the law and turned this town into a smithing city. Compared to the Queen's sheer might, this calamity pool is nothing. Thanks, Oberon. Make sure to come by the shop later. The wife's a big fan of yours, you know. Damn, who was that Earth Clan fairy? He had one hell of an aura about him. How long she's been working for the Forge? Gotta be more than 200 or 300 years?
I know what you mean. Knack, was it? He had the same incredibly obstinate aura as you do.
That ain't what I was talking about.
If you're curious about Knack,
I can take you to his smithy later. I believe he's a low-class fairy who's been around for 400 years, so he knows pretty much everything about the history of smithing in Fairy Britain.
400 years? Even though he's a low-class fairy?
It's because his purpose hasn't changed. He's still just as capable as a smith as ever. Now, where was I? Oh, right. 100 years ago, Spriggan led Norwich to greater prosperity by rolling back the No Iron Weapons law. The law was originally passed because iron weapons are dangerous to fairies, and having more of them in circulation would inevitably result in more homicides. Ferricides. But then, between the northern fairies' suspicious activity, the rise in the number of Moors, and above all, the developments in human technology, it was clear the Fae folk would need to rely on iron again. Spriggan was able to convince the Queen of the necessity, and she relented. Ever since, Norwich went from being a city of fairies to a city where the laws of smithing come first, while Salisbury is the only city that grants humans their freedom under Fairy Britain's rules. All are equal under the laws of artisanry in Norwich. Here, while some fairies still have human slaves, others respect humans for their skill at smithing. In fact, there are even some human merchants who are so respected that they have a steady pool of fairy labor they regularly exploit.
You mean there are human company owners, slave driving fairy employees here?
That's right. You won't find their stories on Main Street though. They're more under-the-counter outfits. Fairies are pure by nature, which also makes them gullible. There is no end of fairies here who are worked to the point of dying from exhaustion. And they don't even have one more pound to show for it. Suffice it to say, Norwich is known for both its smithing and its loose morals. But then, that's just how it is for all human cities, isn't it? Nice, shining storefronts next to filthy back alleys. And Spriggan, the head of the Earth Clan and lord of the city, hasn't been at all shy about promoting those kinds of ventures. Sometimes, it even feels as though he's trying to turn Norwich into a human city. I see.
So this isn't the, is it? So is the fact that there's a calamity brewing in the sky here now a kind of judgment on Norwich? Like, is it just nature's way of punishing the city for its misdeeds or something?
Of course not. There's good and bad in any city. Norwich is hardly special in that sense. Its winding up the site of the next calamity is just coincidence, really. You know, since it looks like we still have some time, why don't we split up for a while? Go visit whatever part of the city interests you. After all, we're trying to save the city from the calamity pool that's hanging right above it. Getting to know it on your own terms before you set about defending it can only be a good thing.
Sounds like a plan to me. Besides, I was just thinking I could use some more information on that giant rain cloud calamity pool. Will you come with me so fast?
Of course.
I think I'd like to visit Knock's smithy. I could use a good blacksmith to make a magecraft item I've been wanting to try out.
I'll go with you then. I'm curious to see what a fairy smithy's like. Besides, I'm your bodyguard.
The smithy, huh? Guess I don't get in the way if I went along too.
In that case, how about sampling the local delicacies with me while we look for a place to stay?
Really? That sounds great. I'm with you, Oberon.
Then it's settled. We'll meet back up here on the street around lunchtime. Oh, and while so far shouldn't draw much attention walking around on his own here, I'd still appreciate you looking out for him in case any of the guards decide to question him, Da Vinci.
Don't worry. If that happens, I'll just pretend I'm Sophra's big sister.
Okay.
Okay, Norwich sightseeing sounds good and all. But first, there are two other things we need to take care of. First, we need to find out everything we can about that dark cloud, the calamity pool hanging above our heads. That includes what kind of harm it's doing now, what kind of harm it's expected to do later, whether it's even possible as to get rid of it, that sort of thing. And the other thing is
finding out anything we can learn about Mash's whereabouts.
Haha, guess that one went without saying, huh? Okay, let's start with the stores over there on Main Street. We don't have a lot of time, so let's just get in there and ask as many questions as we can, no matter how weird they look at us.
A human girl in black armor? I see humans in armor every day, since the Round Table Army comes here to buy supplies. But I've never seen a girl with black armor among them. Does sound kind of familiar though. But hey, never mind that. Now that you're here, why not buy some news about the child prophecy? I've got a story about her battle with Gawain at the Western Ranch, and another about her battle with Tristan in Gloucester. They're both good, trust me. But if you want to know more, you'll have to cough up the more pounds. We know for sure the child prophecy has shown up now. I bet she could even get rid of the Calamity Pool if she ever decides to come to Norwich. You want to know what kind of problems we've had since the Calamity Pool showed up? Ain't it obvious? The damn weather. It's dark, it's windy, and everybody's on edge. Even when you think it's finally going to start raining, it never does. At first we were all afraid it was going to rain more on us or something, but now everything's business as usual. Nobody has any idea what might have happened if the Calamity Pool ever does come crashing down on us. And I can promise you, nobody's ever thought about how we might get rid of it. Morgan's always managed to do something about them when they sprung up in the past. But since she declared she was going to leave Norwich to its fate, we can't even count on that this time. Although, now that you mention it, it's strange. How did the Queen get rid of the Calamity Pools before?
A human girl wearing black armor? Yes, of course I know about her. She's all the customers have been talking about. I don't know the details, but she's famous up in the north. Don't get in my face like that. You made me drop the fries. You really need to keep your servants under better control, miss. Oh, wait. Come to think of it, this was all the rage in Salisbury for a while, wasn't it? Buying a human from a ranch while they're still young and raising them like you're an adopted child. They say free-range humans like that can grow up much better than ones from a ranch.
Sorry, nope. I'm a human too, so I don't know anything more about calamities than you do. I've never seen one before. They say a calamity shows up every 100 years, and every 1,000 years, there's a great calamity. But we're well past the 2000th year of the Queen's era, right? So everyone in town's afraid it's finally going to happen. My wife's so anxious about it, she can't even help me out in the shop anymore. Every morning, she blinds herself. Then when her eyes have healed the next morning, she does it again. Why don't we just leave Norwich if we're that scared? Believe me, I've considered it. But there's a reason we can't all just pick up and leave. Just between you and me. On second thought, never mind. I don't need brigand soldiers catching wind of this and breaking down my door. I'm sorry, but would you mind going somewhere else now? My wife is scared enough as it is.
Well, I guess that's about what we should have expected. If there was something people could do about the Calamity Pool, of course they'd already be doing it.
At least we learned a little bit about MASH.
That's true. Before, nobody had heard of her. Now, we're at least getting glimmers of recognition. We'll have to do some more digging in the afternoon. Who knows? Maybe MASH is a lot closer by then we...
We're back! Nack's MIDI was incredible! I bet he could make the kind of Magecraft stuff I can't even describe. And I bet he could do it easily too.
Hey, that's a good idea. It'll be like Fairy Britain style vacuum installation. The only problem is how light we could make it. Since that Knack guy can handle alloyed steel no problem, we might even be able to pull off stainless steel. You two must have had a successful outing if you're already planning mischief together.
We're back, and wow. Norwich rest areas are amazing. They have this thing called a sauna that's really hot, but also really relaxing. And the fruit juice they gave us afterwards was maybe the best thing I've ever tasted. If we're going to spend the night here, we should definitely stay at that inn.
Glad you guys all enjoyed yourselves. There's no rush to find a place to stay tonight, so let's worry about that later. I'm afraid I don't have much time. I'm afraid I don't have much to report. Every conversation seemed to be complaints about Queen Morgan and hopes for the child of prophecy. You know, stuff like, I can't wait for the child of prophecy to get here. We'd give her a hero's welcome if she showed up. She must be an incredible fairy. I don't know what she looks like, but I bet I'd recognize her instantly. She must be stronger than Queen Morgan, more beautiful than Lancelot, more imposing than Gawain, and kinder than Tristan. If only they knew she was already here.
Will you keep your voice down, Oberon?
At least we know that last part is true.
You think so? Well, maybe. Tristan definitely didn't seem very kind at all. I'm not sure how to feel about there only being one area I can compete, though.
Huh? No way! She's here! She's really here! Everyone, come quick! The child prophecy is here!
Huh? Wait, I'm still not ready. You've got the wrong fairy. No, wait, that's not true either. I know I might not quite look the part, but oh, fine, it's true. I am the child of.
She came here from Sheffield up north, through the impenetrable old Advina. She deposed Bogard the tyrant, and now she's here to save Norwich too. It's her, the child prophecy in black armor. Good day, my beloved citizen of Norwich. Please settle down, if you would. I was planning to announce this at the bell tower with a more appropriate ceremony. But since you are all here now, I may as well take this moment to introduce you. Indeed, this is the very knight who defeated the three Tamlin at Sheffield, and who brought Bogard the Banished to justice. This is the child prophecy, Tamlin Galahad. Just look at all that magical energy. It really is the child prophecy. But why is she with you, Spriggan? Isn't the child prophecy High Queen Morgan's enemy? It seems there's been a misunderstanding. Her Majesty has never once called for the child prophecy's death. If any of you should find her, you are to invite her to Camelot as a proper guest. Those are the High Queen's own words, delivered directly to myself and my fellow clan heads. That is why I went out to greet her last night upon her arrival from Advina. And since I couldn't risk anything happening to our honored guest, I brought my elite soldiers with me to keep her safe. Oh, so I guess the child prophecy is going to be taken off to Camelot soon then. Oh no, not at all. High Queen Morgan never said anything about bringing her there immediately. Rest assured, my good people, I take my responsibilities as your elected clan leader very seriously. While I, of course, have the utmost respect and loyalty for High Queen Morgan, your safety is my top priority. Which is why I will be having Tamlin Galahad stay in my vault castle. Rest assured, the child prophecy has come to Norwich. We need fear the calamity no longer. So please, my good people, relax and go about your business as usual. If the High Queen should have any complaints, I shall take full responsibility.
That's the child prophecy? Really? Have I just been wrong this whole time? Because that would be hugely embarrassing. Of course not, Arturia. Please, have more faith in yourself. I don't know who this Galahad person is, but she has to be either an imposter or the real deal. Right, so fast? You've been traveling Arturia out of this. So fast? Why do you look as if time's just stopped? Just so you know, I will stab you if you go over to the other child's side.
That's...
What?
That's MASH! That's MASH?
Oh crap, keep cool so fast. If you go into the plaza now...
Too late. Oh, I'm surprised to see someone push through the crowd and climb up on stage while I'm giving a speech. You're not from Norwich, are you, human? If you were, you would know exactly what would happen if... Now, it's alright. He's just a human. No threat whatsoever. From the looks of you, you're not from Britain, are you? Then you must be the one Barrow. Move aside! I'm not here for you! Oh, then who are you here for? You, of course! MASH!
Ash? How do you know that name? I don't think we've ever met before. Oh, right. I went by that name in Sheffield, so I guess word must have spread. Yes, I'm Mash, Knight of Sheffield. I'm also known as the Child Prophecy.
Oh no. Does this mean she's lost her memories too?
As Brigand said, I came here to rid Norwich of the calamity. I can't promise I'll be completely successful, but I swear I'll fight as hard as I can. Any support you can offer would be greatly appreciated.
Wonderful. Just the sort of announcement I would expect to hear from the Child Prophecy. My people should all be able to sleep much more easily tonight. Now then, we'd best be on our way. You can have him stand down now, guards. Yes, sir. Alright, that's enough from you. Consider yourself lucky you didn't even get punched.
Hey. Wait. Could I talk to him for just a little?
I'm sorry, Tamlin Galahad, but we really must be getting back to the castle now. Here you are, a special carriage fit for the Child Prophecy. Oh? Why are you crying, my dear? Is something wrong?
Huh? Oh gosh, I am, aren't I? I'm not sure why either.
Some of Norwich's soot must have gotten in your eyes. It happens all the time here. Now, come, Child Prophecy. You must be tired after your journey, and I can assure you that my castle is the safest place in all of Britain. Guards, keep an eye on that human. If you see him going anywhere alone, bring him in. Rough him up if you want. Just don't kill him. That boy is one of the High Queen's guests too. Having him in our custody can only give us more leverage. Phew, that was too close for comfort. I can't believe you went right up to Spriggan like that. He's the head of the Earth Clan and the Lord of Norwich. So that girl he had with him, who he claimed was a Child Prophecy. You're saying that was MASH? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Even at this distance, I could tell it was her. Though I don't know why she's calling herself the Child Prophecy, or why she didn't react to so fast. Wait, yes I do. It's the nameless words. I managed to avoid losing my sense of self thanks to my unique memory capacity settings. But in Mash's case, there's a very high chance she's suffering from the same temporary amnesia Sopras and Altoria had.
But Sopras got his memory back pretty quickly, right? So why is the shield girl still missing hers?
I'm not sure. Maybe she ended up gaining some kind of powerful precision before she could remember who she really is? Until I get a chance to examine her myself, I can't say anything for sure.
Still, at least we know she's alright.
Yes, that's very true, Sopras. I was pretty taken aback to see people call her the Child Prophecy. But aside from that, the fact that she's alive and here in Norwich is the best news we could have hoped for.
Yup, Spriggan may have beaten us to the punch, but it also looks like he's giving her the royal treatment. So all we have to do is create an opportunity to talk to her, which should only be a matter of time. In the meantime, our current most pressing problem is... I know, our unexpected company. You there, with the human! You're all suspected of criminal activity. Come with us. Try to resist, and we'll execute sentence here and now.
Spriggan soldiers? What do we do, everyone? Take them down, of course. Right, Sopras?
You know it. We're not letting them stop us now.
大丈夫。落ち着いて。白兵戦、行きまどうも。白兵戦、行きます。白兵戦、どうも。私のイルカは油断待ってね。もちろん眩しいですよ。さあ、行きますよ。聖女より大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。ホップステップグレイトオーシャン、レオセアンダレグレス。やります。入れましょう。さあ、行きますよ。聖女より大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。ホップステップグレイトオーシャン、レオセアンダレグレス。
With cap? Okay.
こちらですね。もちろんみんな行きましょう。ショータイム。青い空、エメラルドの海、そしてたくさんのお友達、みんな受け取って。レオセアンダレグレス。勝利勝利大勝利。これもイルカさんのおかげですね、多分。
Alright. Damn it! Here comes another wave from former square around Silkfrost. Don't get caught up alone, or they'll pick us off one at a time.
Right, that makes sense. They're definitely stronger than I am.
I'll say, they might not be as bad as the soldiers in Olympus, but they're still ridiculously tough. Guess that's fairies for you.
Okay, let me try a flash bomb spell. Oh, right, I used it up at Nox.
Even more of them? Good. Those MPs must have heard the commotion. You there! Cut off the escape route. It's over for you. Prepare to feel the wrath of Lord Sprit. Huh? You're right. It is over. For you. This area belongs to the Norwich Merchants Association. Lord Spriggan's private soldiers have no authority here. You're the ones breaking the law. Why, you? Who do you humans think you are? What firm do you belong to, huh? We're a part of provisional militia formed by every firm that was reinstated to help deal with the calamity pool. Our financier is the Count. Need I say more? You've got the Count backing you? Ah, damn it! Fine, we'll take our leave for now. But this isn't over, MP. Mark my words.
It's great that they took their injured and left, but
Yeah, you guys are Norwich soldiers too, right? Why'd you help us? We don't know why we were given these orders. We don't know why we were given these orders either. All we know is that you and you...
Me? And me?
That's right. The Count asked us to extend you an invitation to his mansion. And any friend of the Count's is a friend of ours. We hope you'll pay him a visit if you have the time. He said he would like to give you all a special welcome as the true saviors of Norwich. And I can assure you, Count Pepperon is a man of his word. Oh my god.
Huh?
Count Pepperon? Pepperoncino.
of course it was me, hon. Oh, long time no see, Silkfrost.
Ah, another night call.
Whoa, hang on.
Oh my, what's this now? You're already palling around with two new cuties since the last time I saw you? My goodness, Fate just loves you, huh, hun? Now you got local girls spawning all over you as well as Mashy.
Oh, if it isn't Pepperoncino, you really made a name for yourself here, huh? I almost didn't recognize... what am I saying? I'm not some starving crow. Of course I recognize you. Only different is, you're seething even more now. Huh. You know this man too, Muramasa? Maybe you can introduce me then. Oh, he's got Muramasi and another beautiful man with him too. Who is that, I wonder? I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet. Have I? I'm Count Pepperon, the fabulous, charismatic designer who arrived in Fairy Britain like a comet and built a brand to rival the Knocker Company in only a month. I hope we can let bygones be bygones and focus on the here and now, Muramasa. Oh, and you are... I see. So you're Count Pepperon. It's an honor to meet you. I'm Oberon, the Fairy King, a servant on proper human history side. Oh my! Oberon? From A Midsummer Night's Dream? Oh, how wonderful! You're just like I always imagined you. I think you and I are going to get along swimmingly. Just look how similar our names are. Pepperon, Oberon. It's like we've got talent running in our very veins. Do you really know this person, Frost? He doesn't seem like an ordinary human in multiple ways. Pepe's a great guy. What an honor to know you trust me so much, Frost. Okay, I'll start with my story. After all, I'm sure you must be on the edge of your seats wondering why I'm here in Fairy Britain and how I came into possession of such a fabulous mansion.
Not really. No. You came here to kill Beryl in revenge for what he did to Kurstaria. You'd have arrived a month or two ahead of us, around the time we were dealing with Limbo's nonsense. Then you used your knowledge of proper human history to give yourself an edge as a designer. And now you're high on your own success and have everyone calling you Count Pepperon? Sound about right? Sound about right. So Frost?
Got it in one. Well, thanks for stealing my thunder there, Da Vinci. You're a huge help. I'm surprised you nailed the barrel angle too. Do I really seem the Karen type? I guess I do. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. Well, gosh, all that trust you have in me is going to make life hard for me as a crypter.
Oh, you're still counting yourself as one of those? Kurstaria already cut ties with the foreign guide. Or rather, showed he was never really on her side to begin with. And since you were always on Kurstaria's side, I thought you'd given up on being a crypter back at Olympus.
I'm afraid it's not that simple. Besides, David's still out there. Anyway, this is a whole other thing. I'm not doing this for Wodyne. I'm doing it for me. As a member of Team A, I feel it's my duty to tie up all these loose ends. On another note, how was your battle with Wodyne, Frost? Was it fun? Or was it grueling?
Both, really. Kurstaria was one hell of a master.
I see. Okay, now I want to hear all about you guys. What can you tell me about the current situation in Chaldea? I see. So, there's another threat to the world besides the bleached earth phenomenon. And you came here to stop this collapse. Yep, that tracks. Not really the kind of thing you can just turn your back on. Sounds like things didn't go so well after you made land, though. So that's why Mashi isn't here with you.
So Frost, Mash and I all ended up taking different routes out of the nameless woods. Mash somehow ended up in the north, and some of the fairies think she's the child prophecy now. Do you know anything about how that happened? Count Pepperon?
No, I don't. I didn't even know how people thought Mashi was the child prophecy until you told me. But I do know she's definitely not the child prophecy. For one thing, she's not even a fairy.
Exactly. The only real child property is Artonia. Accept no substitutes. I don't think you need to be that insistent about it, Gareth.
No, she's right. You are the child prophecy. You did come here with self-brush. I've heard Einzel's prophecy too. You've got the staff of selection, and you're traveling with a visitor from a foreign land. That right there says it all. You're this land's savior, no doubt about it. And if the fact that you match your prophecy perfectly wasn't enough, there's also your soul's aura. That alone tells me everything I need to know. So chin up, Artoria. You're stronger than you think.
Oh, thank you, Count Properon.
That said, are you sure it's a good idea to talk about proper human history in front of Artoria and Gareth? Or does Chaldea just not care about secrecy like they used to?
I know. Gordy's definitely not going to be happy about this when he finds out. But our master insisted on at least coming clean about our objective.
Oh my, how decent of you. But aren't you worried that might arouse suspicion? These fairies will think you're crazy if you go around talking about proper human history here, you know?
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. We have no idea what he's talking about anyway. Likewise. But that's okay. Whatever it is he's trying to do here, he can tell it means a lot to him.
Oh my, what wonderful companions you have. You are so very, very lucky. I'm jealous even. The world's full of strong people. Smart ones too. But the only way you get dependable friends like that is to live a life of integrity. The only friends I attract as just as selfish as I am.
That's not true, Cal. Those soldiers who brought us here didn't just respect you for your money. They genuinely trusted you. You're not nearly as awful a person as you make yourself out to be.
You think so? Okay, moving right along.
Count, do you mind if I ask you something?
Not at all, hun. I'm always thrilled to answer any question a Prince Charming like yourself might have for me.
We need to know more about what's going on with Norwich and Spriggan. Why aren't the fairies who live here evacuating? What does Spriggan plan to do when the calamity finally hits? Can you tell us anything on either subject?
Oh, that's easy, Oberon. One reason the Norwich fairies aren't evacuating is because they don't fear death as much as we do. But the biggest has to do with their jobs and the land. You already know how much fairies can care about their purpose, right? Well, for the fairies of Norwich, their purpose is their job, so they can't just give it up and look for another. On top of that, they're also being held back by psychological shackles. You see, Spriggan actually sold Norwich's land right before those dark clouds showed up above it. You see, back when he stole Norwich out from under the previous lord, Fargard and all the fairies who owned land here were banished to the north. And Spriggan claimed all this land for himself. For a long time, every smith in Norwich rented the land they needed to ply their trade. But now, at long last, the land was put up for sale, and the fairies all worked together to buy it for themselves. That includes fairies Spriggan has been exploiting all this time, and fairies who sold everything they had so they could finally afford their own land. Things were much happier in Norwich after that. But then,
the calamity pool showed up in the sky. So these fairies won't leave Norwich because they finally have their own land here, huh?
I believe it. To a smith, their forage is more important than their life. They could never leave it, no matter how scared they might be of this calamity pool.
Is that why you put your security detail together? Because you didn't think Spriggan soldiers alone would be enough?
No, Spriggan's army has no intention of keeping Norwich safe. If anything, he wants the calamity to get here. I expect he'd like nothing better than if it got rid of all the fairies and buildings for him.
I see, because he wants to nullify his contract. Ah, now I get it. He's a land shark.
That's right. It makes sense you have some experience with this sort of thing, huh, Muramasi? Spriggan never meant to give up this land. He knew the calamity could be coming. It's right there in the prophecy, after all. The part about disaster befalling a city of iron and soot. So first, he sold the land to the fairies at a high price. And then, once the calamity comes and effectively leaves all Norwich vacant, he'll buy it back for a steal. Norwich inheritance tax is stupidly expensive. The next generation fairies could never hope to pay it. This way, Spriggan gets both the money for the land and the rights to redevelop it however he likes. 2 birds, 1 stone, and he doesn't even have to throw it himself. The only other place you'll find a fairy that devious is proper human history. Are you kidding? That's even more horrible than anything any fairy in proper human history's done. I knew Spriggan was shameless, but I had no idea he was that awful.
So that's why the fairies here are still living their lives as usual. No, not that. They don't have any other choice. After all, if they left here, they'd be broke and unable to pay next year's existing tax.
I knew it was strange. Why were there still fairies who cared about the well-being of the human servants here? The calamity will kill humans too. Now I see. Those fairies probably want to run away, but they can't bring themselves to actually do it.
Hold on. You said Spriggan has no intention of keeping Norwich safe, right? So then, what if he tries to do something to Mash?
Oh, you don't have to worry about her. She had as much magical energy as a Tamlin. There's no way Spriggan could do anything to stop her. At best, he can just stall her by entertaining her in his castle. No, the real problem is, we no longer have any way to see her again.
Oh, right. If Spriggan only cares about saving his own inner circle, he never let the child prophecy leave the castle. The second he let her talk to the fairies in town, Mash figured out what's really going on.
If Mash won't come to us, we'll just have to go to her. I wouldn't recommend that. Spriggan's castle is the most heavily guarded place in all of Britain. It's commonly known as the Vault Castle, and it's like Spriggan's antisocial personality come to architectural life. If they hole up in there, not even a Tamlin would have an easy time breaking her out. I know there's nothing you can do about it now, but you really shouldn't have let Mash go with him. The only way we'll be able to see her again now is if she leaves the castle of her own accord. Oh. And I can't. Shit, I can't use anything. Nope. Free NPC support only. Damn. Oh, come on, that's not fair. That random critical shit.
結構頑丈なので結構器用なので狙うぞ狙う年でいけーこれでどうなり吹っ込んでそりゃ
切るぜ先に行く
やります。
売れてやるよ
アフタービジョンワンリミッツあっち
Wait,
参ります
are there actually like training against that Pepperon dummy test?
私だったこれくらい
あの辺りか
もちろん
切るぜ
ここでまっすぐ。
若造
Okay, stop with that crits.
切るぜ
年で年で。
若造妖精が何だってんだ
ですか。やだね。戦いですか。
調子は悪くねえな折れんなよ
何の
切るぜ
ために。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。
そこに至るはあまたの研鑽気づきに気づいた刀塚八重垣作るは千字の刃散った成仏していきな
今回はうまくいきました。
Okay, wow. Okay, that's that. Now I have a much better idea of what you're all capable of.
Wow. Wow. So those are the famous Norwich treasure golems I've heard so much about. They really do run on pixie dust.
So this is why Pepe brought us out to these mountains. I was wondering what you were going on about when you suddenly asked if we wanted to exercise. But not only did those things turn out to be pushovers, they were loaded with treasures. It is okay if we keep these spoils of war for ourselves, right, Count? Of course. The Child Prophecy's body has got to live in style.
I know, right? Thanks, Cal. Come on, Artoria, Sapphires. Let's go back to Norwich and spend some of this money. I heard they have a wakame flavored gelato here that's to die for.
Wakame? Where are we, Tokushima?
I think I'll pass for now. At least until Murder Master taste tested for me.
Huh? Wakame flavored sweets? What? Did they sprinkle sugar on seaweed or something? I mean, I ain't gonna turn it down. I'd just rather have plain old gelato.
It looks like all the tensions that were building when we first heard what the deal was in Norwich had eased away nicely. I'm impressed, Cal. You found a way to help us relax and get a handle on our abilities all at once.
Ooh, me? I was just pawning off some grunt work. You guys saved me the trouble of taking out those golems myself. You really shouldn't be so quick to trust me, Da Vinci. Like I said, I'm still a crypter. Once this business with Bill is taken care of, I'm going right back to being your enemy.
A crypter, huh? Your real name was Myorenji Aro, right? According to Chaldea's database, you were doing dirty work for the Mages Association when Marisbury discovered you. Then he assigned you to Chaldea after transferring you to the Astronomy department. That all lines up with what you told us in India too, but that's as far back as your record goes. Since you helped us both in India and Olympus, and it looks like you're going to help us here too. Would it be too presumptuous to say I consider you an ally? And I'd love to know what really makes you tick.
Oh wow, that hit me like a bolt of lightning, hon. You really are a genius to come up with a line like that.
Really? Was it that good? I never hit on anyone before, so that's good to know.
Oh yes, darling. It was simply wonderful. After all, you said it for me, not for Chaldea. Alright, it's not a very fun story, but if you really want to hear it, well, how can I refuse now? So, you want to know what happened back when I still went by Myorenji Aru? You want to know what kind of person I really am? Well, you probably have a good idea already from the kind of work I did for the clock tower. My family comes from a line. Wait. My family comes from a long line of Shugendo practitioners, specifically Tengu-do, the way of the Tengu. It's a sect of Shugendo whose ultimate goal is to have its practitioners, referred to as fallen or corrupted Tengu, arrive in hell. I was good enough at it that everyone used to fawn over me. But, well, me being me, it's no surprise that they eventually decided to expel me. So once my family stopped being my family, I tied up a few loose ends and put Japan behind me.
By which you mean?
I killed my entire family and the sect, yes.
So there's no one alive who knows your past. That would explain why there weren't any records of it. So why did you do that anyway?
Kinda just because I thought it was for the best. The Myorenji family was a single generation Hojutsushi. Our founder managed to form a connection to Sanat Kumara Mount Kumara. Form a connection to Sanat Kumara to Mount Kumara Mountain Kurama after he fell to Tengu-do. But his descendants weren't so lucky. They had to undergo long, intensive training to make their bodies superhuman without the power of Sanat Kumara. In some ways, it was similar to how Muramasa lived. You practically killed yourself trying to come up with a special circuit. Well, body, really. And you can never pass it along to anyone else before you die. That part, I didn't have a problem with, though. The real problem was how they went about growing the clan. I was directly descended from the founder, so I was born and raised on Mountain Kurama. But all the other Myorenji children were kids they abducted from around the foothills. In ancient times, children mortality rates used to be much higher than now. So back then it was easy to get away with kidnapping the occasional kid to raise as their own, but not now. Plus, if the kids couldn't keep up with the training, they'd be abandoned in the mountains, and even if they persevered, the only thing waiting for them was a fall from grace into hell. If messing with people's destinies wasn't bad enough on its own, the fact that the only choice they replaced it with was death or disgraced Tengu made it even worse. Any group that would keep doing something like that is irredeemable. So when I decided to leave the mountain, I killed them all first.
Even though they were your family?
Because they were my family. I wouldn't have cared if they'd been strangers. But since they were my family, it was my responsibility to make sure they never ruined any more kids' lives. I'm very sentimental, but I'm even more of a neat freak. That's why I chose to make a clean break with my family instead of sticking with them. Basically, I'm a no-good scumbag who'd rather keep things neat and tidy than honor my crypto obligations. That's probably why I've been helping you guys too. Well, are you convinced?
Yep, it turns out you're much stronger than I've given you credit for. By the way, purely out of curiosity, how talented were you exactly?
Well, if a Myorenji Hojutsushi can acquire one of the 6 Buddhist powers known as Rokujinsu in 100 years, that's ensought for them to officially be considered a Tengu. I'd mastered 3 of them by the time I turned 10. Jinsokutsu, the power to run at superhuman speeds, Dashinsu, the power to read people's minds, and Rojinsu, the power to know how long I'll live and what my fate will be. Can't blame them for thinking I was some kind of prodigy. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Now you know just how cool I've been ever since I was born. Don't tell the others about this, okay? I'd like to keep this our little secret.
Man, I'm so glad Count Pepperon is a gourmand. That was the first full-course meal I've got to eat in the 26 days since we first got to Fairy Britain.
It was a great mix of both Italian and Japanese food, wasn't it?
Yep, my Toya and Garrett didn't know what to make of it at first, but it didn't take them long to see the appeal. Too bad Oberon didn't join us though. Come to think of it, I don't know if I ever seen him eat. Anyway, it's getting pretty late. I know we have a lot to think about, but for now, we should make sure we're well rested for tomorrow. We can split up into 2 teams in the morning, and by then, it should be pretty clear. It should be pretty clear whether we ought to focus on scouting out Spriggan's Fall Castle or on investigating their Calamity Pool. Okay, good night, Selfras. Take advantage of the private room the Count gave you to get plenty of rest, okay?
Oh, hello. Going out on another recon run? I'm not cut for combat like the rest of you, so I need to at least keep a close eye on things. You're turning in for the night, right? You deserve to enjoy a real bed after so much camping out. Now that we have not 1, but 2 children of prophecy here in Norwich, there's no chance of Morgan sitting idly by. So I thought I'd go see what's happening in Camelot at least as best I can. Don't worry, I'll be back by morning. See you later. On second thought, I'm just going to ask you, are you okay? What do you mean? I thought you would insist we head to the Ball Castle immediately when we were talking about Spriggan and Mash. But you didn't say anything. You stuck to the same priorities we've been following so far. I'm sure you want nothing more than to go after her, but as the Master of Chaldea, you decided to stay the course. It was the right call, but seeing that face you made, I still couldn't help but worry about you. It's like you said, I should trust her, not worry about her. Yeah, I did say that, but... Damn it, why did I have to say that back then? If only I'd known they'd be united so soon. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Anyway, let me just say this. Mash said she still hadn't recovered her memories since leaving the Nameless Wood, right? Well, I'm afraid Da Vinci's theory was right. If someone who forgets their name in the Nameless Woods is given a stronger will, that is, a new self, than they had before they lost their memories, they may not even able to return to who they once were. I don't know how Mash ended up taking on the role of child prophecy herself, but did the Mash you know have a role that could possibly surpass it? A role bigger than responsibility for the fate of the world, with everyone's hopes and dreams on her shoulders. Exactly. It's hard to imagine she did, which means the Mash you're looking for is gone. We only need 1 child prophecy to uncover Fairy Britain's secrets, and we already have Autoria for that. So I have to ask, do you still need to concern yourself with Mash? Even though she might never remember you, or go back to being the Mash you knew. Never mind. It's obvious you do. Sorry for wasting your time. I clearly should have known better than to ask. Anyway, I'll be happy to lend you my full support. Anything you want to know about the state of the well?
I'll learn from you. Let's go, Vesper. Speedsters out.
Good morning, honey buns. Everyone sleep well? Absolutely. Okay, before we have breakfast, there's something important we should talk about. For my part, I wanted to ask you guys something about Norwich security. But if you have a report you'd like to make, Oberon, please go right ahead. Thank you, Count. That's very considerate of you. Last night, I did a bit of scouting in Norwich and Camelot. The rain cloud, that is, the Calamity Pool above Norwich, is picking up steam, figuratively speaking. It's swirling around faster now, and I can sense an incredible amount of magical energy I couldn't before. If the magical energy were, say, gasoline, it'd be enough to burn Norwich to the ground. He's right. As of this morning, that rain cloud has enough magical energy to rival a gigantic reactor. Exactly how big a reactor are we talking about here? Is it like the ones the Olympus machine gods used? No, but it does contain enough energy to power all of Chaldea for 2 months. That's enough for a singularity repair ratio. Wow, you Chaldeans really are something else, huh? I can't believe you go through that much magical energy in only 2 months. Anyway, suffice to say, the situation in Norwich is much worse today than it was yesterday. All the townspeople are on edge too. As for Camelot, fortunately, there was nothing major to report. Their only troop deployment was a squad of about 20 soldiers sent to hunt Moors. No sign of any large-scale deployments. Let's see. The only other noteworthy thing what I saw was the Queen sitting in an empty throne room all night.
That must mean Spriggan hasn't told her about MASH, the child prophecy, yet.
Definitely not. Spriggan's greed is working for us there. Even though he's counting on a calamity, he also wants to make sure his vault castle stays safe. He's got years worth of looted treasure stored there, and he wouldn't want to risk any of it. For all his big talk about how the calamity could never destroy it, I'm sure he's eager for some kind of insurance. That's why he brought Nash there, so he could make the child prophecy, at least protect his castle.
Unbelievable. What kind of clown head does that? I just hope he gets what's coming to him someday.
Agreed. That's just another reason we need to keep Norwich safe. The worst possible outcome here would be Norwich remaining intact, at least as far as he's concerned. Just imagine what would happen to an incredibly unpopular lord who failed to take back his land once next year rolls around.
Oh yeah, good point.
Anyway, that's all for my report. Sorry, I couldn't contribute more.
Don't be silly. That was plenty of useful info. Now that we know the Queen's army isn't headed here, we can focus on investigating that rain cloud up in...
Count Paparon, we have an emergency. A large mass of Moors is advancing on the residential district from the ocean. There must be at least 1,000 of them. The calamity's begun. Those of you with homes, stay inside them. Don't come outside, or the Moors will get you. Those of you without homes, run for the shelter. Hurry! Damn it, there's no end to them. Where are they all coming from? Stay back! Get away from me! There's even more over here. Help! Take me! No, 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 no! Please, let me go. Just let me... God, what are you doing? It hurts! It hurts! Consumed. What the hell? Did that moist just eat a fairy and grow? I've never heard of anything like that happening before. If this is part of this new calamity, then... Hey! Someone contact the Count. Tell him we can't hold them back, and he needs to give the order to retreat. These Moors can grow by eating fairies. Human soldiers alone won't be able to stop them. Hurry! It might be too late for the North District, but there should still be time to evacuate the South. That's the whole message from the captain. Please, Count, we need to evacuate now. I see. And here I thought we'd have a little more time. Ah, c'est la vie, non? These things always seem to happen when you most desperately want them not to. Count? Don't worry, I haven't lost my mind. There's no point in telling people to evacuate the city. Vegan soldiers have shut the gates, remember? They want the local fairies dead. No, Just take them to the shelter we set up instead. That includes the MP ferries as well. In the meantime, I'd like you human soldiers to keep the civilians safe, and to hold back the Moors coming in from the harbor as best you can. Remember, the people's safety comes first. That includes all of you. Whatever you do, don't try to fight the Moors yourselves. But somebody has to defeat them, or the shelter will be... Yes, I know. Which is where these people will come in. Right, Child Prophecy and Company? Right, we can handle this. Oh, then you really are the Child Prophecy. You look a little more ordinary than I expected, but I like it.
Thank you for being honest. Hold on. Are we sure about this? Moors we're talking about. There's no way fairies can beat them. I can't even imagine how we win. I think we should retreat for now and assess the situation.
Oh, I'm surprised to hear that from you, Gareth. You're usually so brave. Yes, the Moors may be fairies' natural predator, but that doesn't mean we're helpless against them. Artoria will have Muramasa and Da Vinci backing her up, and Subross has his summons. I'd say that's enough to fend at least some of them off. Isn't that right, Artoria? You did come to Norwich to save it, didn't you? No matter the nature of the calamity, you'll have to face it for your story to truly begin.
Yes, of course. Don't worry, I can do this. Besides, the Moors don't have any effect on me. I can touch them. No problem. Mary? Well then. Yeah, this could work.
Then it's settled. Get to the main street and hold back the Moors in the South District. I'll go with you too, but I need to stay here so I can command and supervise. If you can just hold them back for an hour, I can get everyone in the South District to safety. Got it. Oh gosh. I knew I shouldn't come back to check on the store. I knew I should have gone to check on the field when I knew a big storm was coming. Oh man, I'm completely surrounded. Just a matter of time until they find me. Somebody, please help me. Save your Lady Ask. I'm just a humble fairy who's been making shoes in Norwich since my great predecessor's time. There might even be a legend or two about how he made shoes for Lady Ask. Ask, please don't let me die like this. Why are the Moors so terrifying? Over there, that cobbler's in trouble.
Stay where you are. I'm going to take care of these Moors right now.
暗きみよく目を背けないで。慈悲だ、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もない。何人も通るにあたわず。死になさい。召し上げましょう。無礼に諦めなさい。よく言いました。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを請いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。
The ruler version, alright.
手に入らないのに簡単に終わったどこから潰したもの準備をでもちろん目を背けないでそれはいつか来る兆しの星誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょうアラウンドカリバーン分断する
Yeah!
ありがとうございます皆さんのおかげです
Another one. Thank God. Fuck these NPC support.
Now! Now! Get to the Count's shelter! Hurry!
I'm saved. I'm saved. Thank you, Fairy with the staff. Garrett, you've got good eyesight, right? Can you make out what's happening in the harbor from here?
Huh? Yes, I can. There's a huge group of Mars headed this way from there. I'm counting 30, 60, more than 100. Wait, half of them are going off that way.
You mean to the North District? Forget it. You saw how strong these Moors are. We can't possibly save everyone. If even one of us falls here, we'll all be dead meat. Don't you get that? Even so. You really don't know when to give up, do you? Alright, fine. Use your command spell on me. It might put me out of commission once this is over. But with the power-up, I ought to be able to hold my ground on my own for at least a while. It's not how I choose to finish this job. But it's a damn sight better than all of us fighting it, because you can't make up your mind.
Huh? Hang on. You can't just...
Don't worry. There's no need for that.
Take a look at that dust cloud over in the north. It's the other Child of Prophecy. The one in black armor. He just jumped down from the castle's bell tower and is tearing into the Mars. Wow, she's amazing. Oh, there's someone else with her. But that's impressive. They're totally holding their own too, though. It looks like they can stop the Moors over there on their own.
It's MASH.
Can stop the Moors over there on their own.
Indeed. I guess Spigen couldn't talk her into staying in this castle. If she can handle the North District on her own, then all we have to do is worry about the South. This is it, everyone. It's up to us to keep Norwich safe.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to let the other Child of Prophecy over there outdo us. We're gonna show her why Artoria's the real Child of Prophecy. Our defensive line won't move an inch.
まだまだ未熟者ですが頑張ります白兵戦行きます今のうちに準備宝具をいい目を背けないでそれは絶えず見た滅びの夢最果てにありながらトリガースを感謝ロードレスキャメロ今のうちに戦いですかですかやだねよくいい判断ですそういいでしょう私の足元で許しを乞いなさい落ちよロードレスキャメロット
Alright, easy enough. Oh, come. Fuck all you, Castoria team.
もちろんやります
I knew that was
ここ
gonna
で
try to
まっ
pull
す
me
ぐ
out.
ここでまっすぐ簡単に終わらないよ手に入る簡単に終わらないよ 目を背けないで突破します。逃がすもの召し上げましょう。何を喜んでいるのです。私が出たのです。勝利は約束。
Alright, here comes to this part right here. Bitch. This. How many is that? And how many of these things are there anyway? I stopped counting after 50. How's things over there? I'm starting to feel pretty worn out myself. Oh god, it's going blurry. I can keep going.
Oh, boss. Hang in there. Deep breaths. You've been overusing your Mr. Code. You literally can't convert any more of your life force into magical energy. Stand back and take a break. And make sure you use a Vitality Ampoule. And make sure you use a Vitality Ampoule right away.
Understood. Starting to get blurry.
Another group of monsters headed this way from the harbor. No way, there are hundreds. No, more.
We can't keep this up. How are we on time, Da Vinci?
We're all good there. It's been exactly an hour, and all the locals have made it out. Come on, it's time for us to head to the shelter too.
Huh? Wait, those aren't Moors. They're fairies. All the fairies that had been hiding out indoors. Why are they coming out this way? It'd be safer if they stayed inside. What is that?
Is there something in the harbor? How is that?
Gareth?
It's okay. She's not hurt. She's just sick from looking directly at that thing. It looks like that thing induces some kind of mental aberration of fairies. Now, all the fairies that are hiding in the harbor district are running this way scared out of their minds.
Crap, there's not nearly enough room for all of them in the shelter.
Never mind the shelter. If that thing makes land, it will destroy the whole city.
You mean it moves? No, right. Of course it moves. How else would it show up in the first place? Does this mean that thing is a calamity? And if it is, then what about the rain cloud?
Questions can wait. Da Vinci. Artoria, Silkross, what do you want to do? I know I said we should abandon the north side earlier, but that's no longer an option. We can either stay here and disappear along with Norwich, or we can save our own skins. It's one or the other, which it will be. Not too late to make our escape. Remember, your job is to get rid of a calamity. Protecting Norwich is just a bonus. Keep that in mind when you make your choice.
I know how you feel, but we have to run. We can't possibly beat that thing right now. Once we pull back, we can work on figuring out our weakness. Not your fault that Norwich is going to be destroyed. There's nothing anyone can do about it.
I know. There's no way we can defeat...
Artoria? I woke to the faint sound of a bell ringing far off in the distance. I had a bad feeling about what was to come the moment I woke up in my warm bed. The calamity's probably going to come today. Happens every time I wake to the sound of a bell. A storm appears without any warning. Like what happened in Tintago. My everyday life ended on what began as a normal day, like any other.
Oh man, I really don't know if I can do this.
I've come a long way with everyone's help, but this is still beyond me. I can't do this. I'm not strong. I'm not ready. I still don't feel as though I can actually save Britain. Every time I wake up, I think about sneaking away and leaving all this behind. But I'm the child of prophecy. That's what everyone who raised me is counting on me to be. They believed in me so much that they sacrificed their own lives to send me on my way. So I have to at least try. I have to overcome my timid nature. Honestly, I couldn't care less about all the other things. But betraying that star is the one thing I can never ever do. That said, I can't beat that thing. I just can't. I don't even have a chance. It's one or the other, which it'll be. Not too late to make our escape. Everyone's saying it's okay to run away. No one would blame me if I did. They'd just be disappointed, that's all. And you can always come back from disappointment. As soon as you do something impressive, they forget all about it. So why am I so hesitant to say we should run? I want to run. I can't do this. I'm scared. I don't want to. But. Turning to the side, I saw Sopros looking up at that thing with the same expression I wore. Just like me. He's been given an impossible task. He's been sent out to the battlefield, even though he can't fight on his own. But he can't say no, so he's just standing here, saying nothing. So then, I'll just have to say it for him. I'll be the one to say it's okay to run. Yeah, that's right. I'll make this choice for him. But just as I open my mouth to say we should run for it, I see her. A shining star pushing her way through the crowd into the heart of the disaster. I see the other child prophecy swallowing her fears and running straight at that thing with fierce determination. And I see light returning to Sopros' eyes as he watches her go.
Oh, Mash! What a shame! I guess nobody could stop her. But I guess it's no surprise. She really is a child of prophecy at this point. That's what everyone around her expected of her, and she chose to try to live up to their hopes. She must have chosen a story for herself that ends with her dying here. Sopros, I'm really sorry to say this, but...
Hold down the fort for me, guys.
Huh?
What are you talking about? I'm coming too. Oberon, make sure these fairies get out of here safely.
Well, I'll be damned. I never saw this twist coming. Alright, get going. Sometimes you gotta throw caution to the wind. You Chaldeans have made it this far, so I'm gonna trust you'll make it out of this too.
That giant's going to fall on a harbor. That's one hell of a way to attack. Is it trying to prostrate itself or something? Still, crude as it might be, it'll definitely be strong enough to blow the whole harbor away. Any questions, Sopros?
Where's Smash?
She's already on the pier with her round shield released. She's going to try and stop that thing by herself, but even she can't hold that thing back on her own. As Chaldea's technical advisor, my official advice is, if you head back now, you can still make it out of here alive, Sopros. Well, have you got a good reason to ignore that advice?
So, I have to ask, do you still need to concern yourself with Mash? Even though she might never remember you, or go back to being the Mash you knew. So what? So what? Now then, let's return to the girl's story, just for a little bit. Just do what I say, and the other clan heads will never need to know about you. I can even keep you safe from the Queen's prying eyes. Wigan did his best to convince her to stay inside, but she was having none of it. As soon as she learned the Moors had arrived, she chose to leave, though not through the heavily guarded exit on the ground floor. Instead, she leaped from the bell tower in the castle, keep all the way down to Norwich without any hesitation. Such daring, such bravery, such courage. Wait, what's courage? Couragery. Wait, what's couragery? I got a little carried away. Forget that bit. Anyway, upon landing in Norwich, the girl drew most of the forest's attention away from the local fairies, giving them a chance to escape. Now there was just a big guy from the sea, the cursed hand of Redacted rising up from the ocean. Even the girl couldn't help but flinch upon seeing him, but on hearing the fairy screams, she found her nerve once more. She ran for the harbor as fast as she could to face down the monster on the pier. She knew at once that she couldn't stop it from destroying the harbor, no matter how hard she tried.
But even so,
Even so, she could still absorb some of the impact. Even if the whole harbor was crushed, she might still be able to save some of its residents. That hope was enough for her to release her shield. But then, she saw something unbelievable.
it's him.
The human she had met at the town square yesterday came running into the harbor. The girl was so overcome with indescribable feeling of joy and relief that she couldn't help but say something.
Stop! You need to get out of here. In a few seconds, the entire harbor will be destroyed.
She shouted as loudly as she could, but the human didn't stop. Why not? Could you not hear her over the sound of her shield and the curse clashing? No, that wasn't it at all. As he ran down to the pier towards her, he shouted even more loudly than the girl that he wasn't going to give up. He placed his hand on the girl's back. Without a word, it told her he wasn't going to leave her alone, that he would be there to support her. That girl was so moved by the kind gesture that it made her remember she was human too. That's right, humans feel pain when they're hurt, and they're frightened by terrifying monsters. And what's even scarier is the idea of harm coming to someone who cares about you, supports you.
You don't need to worry about me. I'm the child of prophecy. Please, just save yourself.
So she tried to put her on a brave face one last time, like a child lying about being okay. By my command spell!
Huh?
I don't care if you're the child of prophecy or not. His voice resonated through her back. The fire in her veins spread from her heart down to her fingertips. Just show this thing what you're really made of. Mash! This is how a prophecy is defied. Not even Einzel could have seen this scene coming.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right, Master.
White walls. The white walls of Camelot repelled the curse's hands. They proved most effective against it. Its collapse prevented it. The calamity recognized the creature standing before it as its enemy. A small, impudent enemy who dared to protect the land of the Fae in the face of the threat it posed. Come on, Mash. Let's send this thing packing. The familiar voice strode to her mind. He was no longer honest, nor the child prophecy. He was the knight who had inherited the Holy Shield, the servant of Chaldea.
Right, Master. Please, lend me your strength. Together, I'm sure we can repel this calamity. I may not be the child of prophecy, but right now, in this moment, what I want more than anything is to keep this city safe.
The girl's name is Mash Curalite. She's the child of prophecy everyone everywhere believed in, and who has finally found something she wanted to fight for herself. Okay, so Senji is in the way back line. Da Vinci and Mash is front line. I guess that's what happens. Senji will be a backup. Cannot use mash. My own. Okay. Wait.
黄金律にも種類があるのさ。ステータスアップ。これで耐えます。まだ倒れません。キラキラしてる。メラメラメラ。落ち着いて。ふむふむ。ナイチだー。いくよ。ほどほどにね。
Haha.
「もてなしましょう」とても楽しかったとも。発進準備完了だ。真っ赤す。ふむふむ。どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージョン。また会おう諸君。せーのせーの。いくよ。うてうて。任せて。ほどほどにね。やっちゃうぞ。いくよ。
Oh, I see. I see how this goes.
このアングルバッチリ。オッケー。ふむふむ。
I gotta be careful with that, not to hit so much.
オッケー。ハオハオ。いくよ。やっちゃうぞ。いた。残念。
fuck.
神なれば死なず。
ステータスアップ。カメラメラ。新名犠牲登録。やれます。いけます。それは全ての傷、全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよロードキャメロット。いざや舞い、守りて踊り、打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。天正ウイ気力礼に。ほどほどにね。
お任せを。
ほどほどにね。やっちゃうぞ。
Oh shit. Okay.
右のうちに準備。白兵戦行きます。右のうちに準備。はい、やれます。ナイチだ。ハオハオ。いざやまい、守りて踊り、打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。全勝うい、気力連理。ほどほどにね。
Oh my
もてな
god.
しましょう。
She's not gonna live that long, so that's what I'm doing. Right. Oh shit. I'm gonna save her. Okay, Chris doesn't fuck.
全力で奏でるぞ。ハオハオ。ナイチだ。いざやまい、守りて踊り、打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。全勝うい、気力連理。えい。いいハウさんチェズ。もてなしましょう。ごめん。
Okay. That's just great. Fuck's sake, man.
Iza, 源氏死にそうらえ。かよなれば応殺開始。承知、お任せを。サラソージュの花の色、すなわちこの世の摂理を知るがいい。諸行無常、浄化喫水。悪鬼
69. Nice. Fucking so close. Fuck it. You're gonna use that ley line stone. I have like 10. Fuck it. Let's just get this over with. Get ready, bozo.
もうエロゴーゴー。ああ、黄金律にも種類があるのさ。ステータスこれでタイマッチ。ハオハオ。偽装登録。それは全ての傷、全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ、ロードキャメロット。いざやまい、守りて踊り、打ちかかりてはことびきましょう。全勝うい、気力連理。どういうこと？オッケー、いいよ。まあ、ふむふむ。やっちゃうぞ。いくよ。いくよ。発進準備完了だ。早く早く。どんな嵐であろうとも どんな未来が待とうともこれを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージョまた会おう諸君。見事な采
Man,
配です。
fuck this fight, man.
Senpai.
That's so stupid. Thank God that ley line stones that saves for using command spell or sync chords. Wastage. So I don't have to like fight over again. Waste that AP system. Well, let's finish this rest of that, and then it's gonna be releasing by the week after for the Act 2 part.
No way. The calamity is disappearing. We did it. We really did it, senpai. I can't believe it. We actually defeated a calamity.
We sure did, Mash. But no shit. I used that ley line stone, though. High five.
Oh, right. This is no time to be celebrating, is it? I'm back, senpai. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I put you through.
Welcome back, Mash. Don't worry about it. We're just glad to see you again, and safe too. We have a lot of catching up to do, but that can wait until later. First, I want to introduce you to a local who's been helping us out. Well, she's really part of the team at this point. Oh, there she is. Hey, over here. Artoria, this is Mash, Silkbrass's main servant. Mash, this is Artoria Caster. She's Silkbrass's owner. This Lostbelt's King Arthur, the child of prophecy, and a powerful mage.
I guess I'm technically the child of prophecy, but powerful? King Arthur? It's mortifying being called any of that around you when you're so incredibly strong. I'm sorry, if that had been me out there, that thing would have knocked me all the way back to the Nameless Woods with one flick of its finger. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything against a calamity. I'm sorry, I'm so weak. I'm sorry. So your name's Artoria, and you're the real child of prophecy? No, not at all. If anything, I'm the one who should be apologizing for calling myself the child of prophecy, even though I didn't know about you at the time, and I don't know how I can make it up to you, but hang on. No, not at all. If anything, I'm the one who should be apologizing for calling myself the child of prophecy, even though I didn't know about you at the time, and I don't know how I can make it up to you, but hang on, what was that about you owning senpai? I'm still struggling to make sense of that, and wait, I just realized it must be a ploy to hide that senpai's from Chodea, and you're teasing me, Da Vinci!
And now they're friends. That was fast.
Ah, look at them hitting it off. I had a feeling they would get along well despite their differences, and it looked like I was right. Anyway, that takes care of two of our major objectives, expelling the calamity and reuniting with Mash. But there's still one more important thing we have left to do here in Norwich. That's right, the Bell of Pilgrimage. I think we've earned the right to ring it after coming this far, correct?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't actually do anything. Plus, it was Mash and Silkbrass who defeated the calamity. So I don't think I'm qualified to ring the bell.
That's not true, Artoria. I know you fought with everything you had to protect Norwich.
That it was me who defeated a calamity was just a coincidence. Besides, I'm certain it takes more than defeating a calamity to be the child of prophecy. All I did was follow my heart, just like you're doing. So please, I want you to ring that bell. Don't worry, I will clear it with Spriggan. I see. You know, you're not exactly what I imagined from what Silkbrass told me about you. But you really are a great person, aren't you, Mash?
Was that thunder?
Oh yeah, that's weird. Why is that big rain cloud still here even though we got rid of the
Uh-oh. What the? Look out! Ash?
Ow, ow, ow. Now I know what a football feels like. Huh? Mash?
Mash is gone? What? What? Didn't you see for yourself? She disappeared after knocking you guys out of the way. That was Morgan's water mirror. She usually just uses it against calamities. I don't know why you guys were just standing around when you could see it right there. Man, you humans from other worlds aren't big on caution, are you? Or is that just how you were taught? Ah well, either way, my job is still the same. Come on, Silkfrost. Get your ass off the ground already. Mash is safe. She's just not here anymore. The water mirror's a teleportation spell, so she's somewhere else in Britain right now. Don't worry, you two will see each other again. I'll be super pissed if you don't. But if you're going to make that happen, you need to stand up straight, like a proper groom for your bride, and do what needs to be done. Who are you?
Well, at least you've got spirit. I'd say you just barely pass. Nice to meet you, people of Chaldea. I'm Habitron. You can think of me as, let's say, Mash Manager. I'm a little fairy with a big heart, and I'm ready to help you on your journey at no cost to you. But only until you and Mash are reunited, mind you. Anyway, now that we're in the same figurative boat, you better be grateful I'm sticking around. Oh man, this food is so good. Sheffield never had anything like this stuff. Hey, can I get more of that, pescetti stuff? I love twirling around my fork.
And could I have two more of those carrot-colored cakes. Not 2 more slices, 2 whole cakes. I was so sad to see everything was all said and done by the time I finished my detour around the river and finally made it to Norwich. So if I don't ease my broken heart with natural sweetness, I don't think I'll ever be able to draw a carriage again. It's great that you guys were able to protect Norwich, and it's great that you have more strange new friends. But it sounds like things might have gotten a little more complicated. You were finally reunited with Mashy, only be torn apart yet again. And outside, the child prophecy. The child prophecy. The child prophecy saved Norwich. The child prophecy will defeat the Queen. We don't have to listen to Morgan anymore. The child prophecy protected us. Now it's our turn to pay her back. No more shipments to Camelot. Send weapons to Londinium. Long live the child prophecy. Long live the true king of Britain.
You did it, Arturia. You won.
True. In fact, between saving Norwich and repelling the calamity, you might have won a little too much. Now that the fairies of Norwich are all completely on the child prophecy side, the Queen's not going to just sit and do nothing. So she's gonna start sending her army after us, huh? Now that we've taken care of the calamity, it's gonna be all-out war with her fairy soldiers.
Oh, right. I guess we did kind of openly rebel, didn't we?
I'm also worried about Mash and where Morgan's water mirror might have taken her. And that fairy there just keeps harping on about how Mash is in no immediate danger, and that we'll definitely see her again.
Well, yeah, that's all the guarantees you're gonna get from little old Happy Cat, since it's all I know for sure. But I will say that you shouldn't run yourselves rag looking all overbitten for her right now. Like they say, good things come to those who wait, and joyful evenings may fall sorrowful mornings.
You're just full of sayings, ain't you? Happy Cat? At any rate, it's not a good idea to go outside without a plan right now. If you're not careful, you could unwittingly end up inciting these fairies further down the path of rebellion. The smartest course of action would be to wait until nighttime and sneak out of Norwich quietly. Assuming you have somewhere else to go, of course. What about going back to Salisbury? No, I don't think that's a good idea. Regardless of how we pulled it off, we succeeded at repelling the calamity and saving Norwich. We can't let the opportunities this victory provides us go to waste. Really, it's a miracle we even have them. Opportunities, I mean. I didn't mention this before because it would have been demotivating, but the prophecy originally not only said that the calamity would be banished, but that Norwich would be destroyed. I see. You want to meet with Spriggan and demand payment for defending Norwich. That's right. We're going to tighten the screws while the Norwich fairies are still on our side. Let us ring the bell of pilgrimage, or we'll help your citizen kick you out of power. Let's see what he says to that. But of course, how could I say no to the saviors of Norwich? Just like that? You'll find the bell tower right above us. While I can't show you the way, given my subservience to the Queen, I have no problem with you heading up there and bringing it yourselves. If the matter ever comes up, we can just say that I was careless in assigning too light a security detail. If it ever came up and you confirm that version of events, I'd be very appreciative. You heard the man. He must be downright terrified of his citizen revolting on him. Come on, Artoria. Let's go ring that bell and be done with this place. Artoria?
I'm sorry. I can't do it. Ringing Norwich spell would mean declaring war on Queen Morgan. And I'm just not ready to do that yet. Besides, I'm not the one who saved Norwich. Mash is. So it's not as though the people of Norwich have really accepted me.
Oh, I see. Waiting for just the right time. I can certainly respect that. You're not nearly as naive as you appear. Indeed, ringing the bell here and now would not be the most moral choice. If you wish to rally more soldiers to your cause, and to be more deliberate with your bloodshed, there are other steps you'll need to take first. Yeah? Like what? What I'm trying to say here, there are still many fairies who are loyal to the Queen. After all, she has single-handedly protected Britain from the Moors for the past 2,000 years. However oppressive her rule may be, her accomplishments speak for themselves. So it wouldn't be right to declare war on her only because the prophecy says you will. First, you need to prove that yours is the side of justice and integrity. If you can't do that, it would make the child of prophecy no less a barbaric invader than the Saxons. So, you're saying we should send out a letter explaining our intentions and condemning the Queen for her failures before ringing any bells? That's right. If you were to write such a letter, I would be happy to deliver it to Her Majesty myself. But fortunately, there's also no need for one just yet. As it happens, I just spoke with the Queen. She said, in recognition of the child prophecy and the foreign visitors' defense of Norwich, notwithstanding the role of luck in your success, I am willing to grant them an audience. I shall treat them as guests who have accomplished a rare and unusual feat. Should they wish to speak on any particular subject, I will hear them on this occasion. So the Queen's outright telling us to come see her? Oh, really? Hey, why don't we jump straight into the pit and save her the trouble of killing us? Does Morgan really think we'd fall for such a blatantly obvious trap? I assure you, this is no trap. Ruthless though she is, the Queen does believe in the importance of decorum. If she says she is prepared to welcome you as guest, you can trust that no harm will come to you. As our Supreme Monarch, her every word carries a great deal of weight. If it didn't, she could never have united all 6 clans under her rule. Now I see. Can't start a war against her without declaring it first. And the Queen can't kill the child prophecy without a damn good reason. Especially now that she's gone and saved Norwich. Politically speaking, she's gotta prove the justice of her rule just as we gotta prove the opposite. Which means it all comes down to what each side has to say. Sounds like it's worth taking her up on this invitation.
I agree with Muramasa. Besides, I really want to know more about the Queen herself. So far, all we really know about Morgan is her name. I'd like to speak with her directly so I can find out what she's thinking, and what it is she really wants. That said, if we're going, we'll of course need assurance that we'll be able to leave safely too. So she'll need to promise that our truce will remain in place for a while, even if the meeting doesn't go all that well.
Naturally. In fact, she's already promised as much. It's all in this letter, which my fellow clan heads have also received copies of.
What do you think, so fast?
If our safety's guaranteed, we should definitely go give her a piece of our mind.
Huh? Why do you sound like you're already set to pick a fight?
Think about it. She wouldn't do this if she thought you were actually a threat.
Oh, so that's why you're so upset. Okay, let's do it. Honestly, I'm pretty pissed off too. What the hell does she mean, notwithstanding the role of luck in your success? There was no luck involved. Mash and I both worked super hard to save this town.
I see. Okay, if you're all not sure about this, maybe accepting this invitation is the right move. Plus, Artoria's decision not to ring the bell at this point also makes more sense to me this way. If she had rung the bell, it would have officially made the Queen and the Child Prophecy political enemies. And then this invitation would be moot. Isn't that right, Spriggan? I'm afraid you'll have to draw your own conclusions there. I'm not at liberty to comment. Oberon, was it? I don't think I've seen a fairy like you in Britain before. You're quite a nuisance, aren't you? Very well then. I'll send a messenger to Count's house tomorrow. They'll take you to meet with the Queen's troops, who will be waiting for you outside the city.
So the Queen's own troops are going to escort us to the Camelot, huh? Can I ask who's leading those troops?
Of course. You will be escorted by the 1st Royal Knight Moor's Extermination Brigade, led by Captain Garwin. That's right, Tamlin Garwin herself will provide you all with safe passage to Camelot. Oh shit. Huh? What was that, Lady Spinel? I couldn't hear you very well. What was it that happened to the black armored child of prophecy again?
She's dead. Dead as a doornail. Mother's Vladimir got her in Norwich. They say she vanished completely, armor and all, without so much as a finger left behind. What a joke, right? Sure, she was weirdly strong, but she couldn't even last a second against Mother. Guess I won't get to torture her anymore. Barrow? Is something wrong? Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Is that all? There's nothing noteworthy about that news, Lady Spinel? It's such obvious misinformation. It's not even creative enough to be interesting.
Huh? But isn't Mash your girlfriend? How can it not be noteworthy that she's dead?
It's simple. She just vanished, right? No body, no death. Besides, I might end up dying before her, but there's no way Mash would ever die before me. Never. That's just not how the god of romance rolls. She might end up taking a long and circuitous road to get here, but eventually, Mash will make her way to me. After all, she and I are destined to be together. And where is it? Next, right here. And that goes locked in on June 20th at 1 a.m. Yes, the time right now, about the week after. Ready for that. Well, yes, we're gonna have to wait for that Act 2 the week after to be unlocked and continue on for a story. Just to catch up, and so much of a long shit story going on. Anyway, I'll see you guys in about the week after for continuing on Avalon Let's Play. So, peace out, and have a good night.